So uncivilized.
Now, y'all know I ain't heard that in a long time, so I just got to do it one more time.
So uncivilized.
Greetings and welcome to Uncivilized Scoundrels. It's your boy LR, along with the great panel and my co-host, the bearded god himself, Mario. It's not a strap on, it's real. The force is with this guy. So let's just bring everybody in and let's go, man. What's going on with y'all? Yeah, pause. Yeah, it is pause. Pause. I didn't mean to say a beard strap. See, listen, see,
dude, bro. There's a lady present, man. Come on.
There is a lady. Hey, come on, man. You know what time it is. You know what? It's funny how magically everything before we started the show, Dre was having some technical difficulties, but then once we started,
can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
We hear you.
Oh yeah, we hear you good now.
The collection magically showed up in the background.
It just magically showed up, right? All of a sudden, he's right there in the next.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi sucks.
You see how it goes, man. I see how y'all doing.
We can't forget about Dre.
You can't forget about Dre. Hey, Dre. Hey, Dre. Anyway, thank you guys for coming in, and thank everybody out in the chat, man. Like, it's going to be a great night. This is episode 6. Mind you, we were supposed to be on last week, but with Mario in here, the game don't go on, man. This is how it goes. So we just had to hold it down for Mario and just kind of move it and bump it. But it was with good reason, because we got, Book of Boba Fett yesterday, so now we got a lot to talk about. Now, I don't know if we decided it was going to be spoiler talk tonight. Are we basically sparing the spoiler and just giving our overview?
Here, let's decide it. Spoiler talk. I mean, how we?
I'm down for spoilers.
Huh?
I'm down for spoilers, man.
You down for spoilers? You down for spoilers?
Oh yeah.
You down?
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Everybody down? Okay. I'm Trump. I was going to basically say, look, we weren't going to have spoilers, but everybody out in the chat, if you haven't seen it, this is not where you want to be, because we deep diving. Yeah. Put those earmuffs on. We will let you know in the very beginning that, it's spoiler talk.
See y'all next
it is spoiler talk. So here's the thing, though. I'm going to give y'all time, though. I'm going to give y'all some time. We're not going to basically talk about it off the top, because there's a couple other different things we want to kind of jump into first and foremost. So we're going to give y'all some time to decide whether or not you want to, whatever. But obviously, if you here tonight, then you've watched it already, and it's already been spoiled. So let's go. Anyway, Mario, El Profesoro, the man with the beard. What's going on with you, my man?
Oh, another lovely Thursday night, man. I mean, just happy to be here amongst my Star Wars brethren and sisterin. You know what I mean? So coming off of Spider-Man and into No Way Home right now, I'm ready to talk some Star Wars, man. So
all right, you already know.
Let's go.
It's about that time. And we got Dan in the building, man. Yo, I'm gonna tell y'all, Dan's a show off. Yo, it's like all day it's been nothing but posts and posing and stuff like that. And you gonna show up with Boba on the show? What you trying to say? Like, what you trying to do, bro? You know what I mean?
I'm just really excited for Boba.
Okay. I hear that, but I'm glad you here, man. Hey, Dre, what's going on with you, brother?
What's up, man? I'm just chilling, man. I got that quarter scale Spidey in today. That thing is sick, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. Had a lot of fun posing that guy earlier. Big boy.
Wow. Word.
Cool.
Word.
I'm doing good. How are you doing, sir?
I mean, I'm doing pretty good, man. It's been kind of busy, but I'm doing good. We're here to talk about some Star Wars. I got my Boba sweatshirt on. You know how that goes, man. It's all day. We about to just deep dive in it. Vinny, the man, the myth, and the guy with the room. What's going on with you, brother?
It's Boba Day.
It's Boba Day, right? You already know what time it is. It's Boba Day. That's what it's about.
I'm hyped. We haven't got a chance to really link up and chat about Boba. So I'm really hyped to hear what everybody else is thinking and chop it up about Boba Fett. We both are huge fans of the character for many, many, many years. So this is an exciting time to be a Star Wars fan, exciting time to be a geek. It's just it's been like geek heaven this past few weeks, months, years. Disney Plus has been just killing it from Marvel to Star Wars, and I'm just excited to get into it. It's a lot to dive into tonight. So I'm hyped.
And we gonna deep dive.
Yeah, man.
And the lovely how you doing?
I'm very well. I'm just so glad to be here with you gentlemen tonight talking some Star Wars.
Yes, man. Yes, we are going to deep dive.
So sassy. Look at her.
Yeah, you're right. She's got real sassy.
Look at her.
She's like, I love it. But yeah, thank you for being here, man. Shout out to CC3PO. I know she wanted to be here tonight, but she's doing the family thing. So as well as Brendan. So we would definitely see you guys again and later on. And Dre just popped out for a second. He probably just dipped out to show off too. But anyway, we're going to address the chat and everybody's in the building with us. We got Latoya T, baby. Thank you for being here. We got Cuervo 383, Louis Labitz, Max Geekdom. We have Joe Mama 007 in the building. Thank you for being here. The Ben Cave, S Beam, Tobar. We have Ray C, Absolute Irwin, Genta, William Owens in the building. Bob Dylan is in the building. Islamic is in the building. Mark P. We have who else? We have Karen Kelly Nerd Corners in the building. We have Six Skep. Well, they're on the show, so they don't count. Yeah, man, we got quite a few people here tonight, joining in on the discussion. Max Geekdom, thank you for being here, man. And yeah, like it's been Star Wars centric, man, like straight up. But I want to jump into pretty much right off the top. What's going on with Star Wars with the with the front office or something like, man? It's like, are they just giving us the 52 fake out? Like, do we know what to believe or what we can believe? Like, what's true, what isn't true? I mean, because we're getting all this mixed information, but now all of a sudden it seems like, things are true. Like things are happening and everything that we know right now is supposed to happen according to what we got. I think some things were moved around, and I know we were kind of upset about it before, but I guess there's no reason to be upset anymore because we're finally getting what we want to get. And that's in the form of Patty Jenkins and Rogue One. Like from what we're hearing.
Rogue Squadron,
I was in such a good mood.
Oh, Rogue Squadron. Sorry about that. Rogue Squadron. What you said?
I was in such a good mood.
You were in a good mood?
Yeah. That's
chill.
You're
this
not
is something that Vinny didn't want to see.
No, that's me saying that I'm not happy for this news. I thought she was off. Oh, damn.
You didn't want her?
Hell no. Did you see Wonder Woman 84?
Okay,
so the first Wonder Woman, that's pretty good.
Listen,
it wasn't to me.
listen. In her defense, it's
okay.
She can only, and even she had some complaints about it herself, especially with the writing and how things were basically changed. In her defense,
did they change everything?
What'd you say?
No, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
No, I'm just saying, like, in her defense, there were some things that were done. So I'm willing to give it a chance. Any Star Wars content that we can actually get, I'm definitely on board with it. I know how certain people feel, and a lot of people actually feel about it. But I mean, for me, I'm like, look, we're getting something, man. Like, we haven't had a movie in a while, a legit movie, a decent movie that is. So, if she can deliver, if they can actually, because obviously they got her there for a reason. Obviously she liked the script that she came up with, and yeah, like they're coming through with it. I mean, I don't know.
They're gonna be swinging through the sky on tow cables.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna get to you because I know you got some mixed feelings on it. But Mario, what do you feel about this, brother?
No, you know what? This is actually something that I really wanted to see, just because it's something different that it doesn't have a lightsaber in it. All right. As far as I know, I'm a fan of seeing the ships. The Rogue Squadron games I thought were hella fun. Yeah. So I wouldn't mind seeing something like this come to the big screen, to be honest. Patty Jenkins, yeah, she's batting 50% right now. So I enjoyed the first Wonder Woman, bro. I hear you. I hear you, Vinny.
Too.
I hear you. You know,
I
I hear you. The second one, I couldn't sit through that. I couldn't finish it, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but I understand where Vinny's coming from completely. However, in my opinion, I thought she did great for the first one, so it's all right. Let's go ahead and give her that other shot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, as far as just like the whatever rumors, whatever stories are coming out, like you mentioned before from the front office, I really wish they would just get things straight.
Yeah.
I mean, don't let stuff like that get out, because if anything, it's just going to get the fans all up in a roar, and then they go back and now things are pretty much back to normal. So I hope truly that they did work things out and things are going to be smooth, for the course of the production. And
Yeah.
I'm just hoping for the best. We may not get the best, but I'm always hopeful for the best.
Always hopeful,
giving it a shot.
definitely, man, definitely. That's what Min K. He was like, "Yo, it's Wonder Woman 84 was Jeff Johns' fault. She did her best to work with the pieces that piece of garbage. She even brought in Zach at the end to try to salvage what he had done. I mean, it's." I know they say like excuses are excuses, but I kind of, I believe, she tried to do what she could actually do. $5 super chat we got from Malachi McBain. Peace and love to the family. I love the show and the panel. May the force be with us and the New Year's. Thank you very much for that. We got a $5 super chat also from Tobar. Let's roll. Spill the beans. Open that can of worms. Is that a hidden Jedi in the Tusken Raider camp? And Happy New Year's to everyone. That is a good. Hey.
Can you imagine
about that? Can you imagine? We never saw a Jedi Tusken, so actually we did in canon. Well, not in the books. There was. But, there was a Tusken Jedi. Dan, what you think about this news, brother?
I'm kind of, dude, I'm excited for most of the Star Wars shows. I mean, especially like Rogue Squadron. If it's anything like Rogue One, where like it feels like it's real, like if it's like if it's more grounded down and like like realistic, dude, I'm gonna love it. Like I love the whole space battle because like that's Star Wars. And, the fact that Patty Jenkins is doing it. I don't know, man. I feel like we should give her a chance. I mean, I didn't hate Wonder Woman 84, but I know a lot of people did. And the number one thing, like I feel like people have to keep in mind is that, dude, it's WB. WB always likes to dip their fucking fingers in everything DC and fuck everything up. So I don't necessarily blame her for that movie. I always blame WB for that kind of shit. So, I'm willing to give her a chance with this, and I'm pretty excited for it, man. Let's go.
Hopefully she does well. I'm interested in hearing your opinion because I know we were really excited about this in the very beginning and kind of saddened that they couldn't make their decision on, whether or not it was going to be done. And then they said it was scrapped indefinitely for a while, and now she's back. So how do you feel? Do you think that it might have actually been, because I know that now she's no longer doing Cleopatra, somebody else actually directing that. So she's focusing on Wonder Woman 3, which is, I mean, that to me makes sense because that's her baby. And I think she wants to course correct what was done wrong in, Wonder Woman 84. And to also have Star Wars and about something that she loved that, connected her to her father and her, her family and, something that they grew up with. How do you feel about this?
Well, initially when she spoke about the idea of Rogue Squadron and what it meant to her and what her inspiration would be, it was very exciting. And I am still excited about the prospect of her, especially since she is excited about this. And, our impression is that once a director gets excited about a film like this, we're bound to get a great story, and that's wonderful. But I can't help but feeling we're getting kind of jerked around, how so many Star Wars directors kind of get jerked in and out of projects. And I hope that we don't see some more jerking around coming, out as a result of this with her. But I am kind of concerned that she had to give up Cleopatra because, that's one of those films that, even whether it's good or bad, people are always going to have down as a reference that she directed a version of Cleopatra. And that's kind of like one of those once in a lifetime opportunities. Don't get me wrong. I love seeing more Star Wars films, but Cleopatra is a little different. It would be sort of a historical epic style film with a lot more exposure a lot more chances for her to be nominated for something. This is something that she's given up, and I think she kind of got a raw deal having to forfeit Cleopatra.
Yeah, yeah. And that's true. Like, but maybe it was her decision, given the fact that there were 3 films that were within her possession and her grasp, and for her to basically decide, okay, I know people want Star Wars. That's where my heart is, really. And also Wonder Woman is, that is for me, especially working with Gal Gadot, something that I feel as though needs to be revamped, and we need to get that love back, because 84. And the thing is, it's like when I look at 84, also I look at the simple fact that we were doing it was during the pandemic, so there was a lot kind of riding on that. And Warner Brothers is learning that, hey, that also that day and day release hurt them. Like, literally, it hurt them. You know what I mean? Doing that HBO Max bullshit was the dumbest thing you could have actually done. So hopefully they learn from it. Who knows? I don't know. They can move on from it and make it happen. The man with the room, I know you have your impressions about this man, and I'm interested in hearing it. Just make sure you put the kiddies to bed, the room's locked, the milk is by the door, and you can go ahead, bro.
HBO Max was the best thing about 84 because none of us had to pay. So if we had all mobbed down to the theater like we do with usual comic book or Star Wars films, we would have all been even more upset. That was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Not just superhero movies, it was plain bad. Everything about her character was wrong, and it wasn't just things that it's not like the comics. There was tons of pacing issues, dialogue issues. It was just uncharacteristically campy and corny, and if I had to sum that movie up in one word, it'd be cringe. And if the director is in charge of an amazing movie like Spider-Man, we never sit around and go, oh, we don't know how much Marvel or Sony or Miramax interfered. We only do that when the movie sucks to try to kind of take some of the heat off of the director who we may like or not want to. We never do that when the movie's hot. And so I know she's a female director, and maybe it was bad optics for them to get her off of that in a time in the climate where we're trying to level the playing field, and maybe they felt like it was a bad look to get her off of this film. And I think that might have been a preemptive fire that they gave second thoughts to how they were looking and realized that they didn't really have much else that they had lined up on the slate anyway, and just changed their mind. I know that there's a lot that went into how bad 84 was, and I wasn't the biggest fan of the first one, especially the way they ended it with the Dragon Ball Z fight. But there was definitely some good things to take out of both movies that, hopefully that is brought into Rogue Squadron. I love even the game, like the Nintendo 64 game. It was amazing. A lot of us always love the Star Wars aspect of Star Wars. We love the ships and love the space fights. And it's one of the things we don't really get enough of in the films and shows and stuff like that. I mean, all of us typically enjoy when they're actually, fighting in space dogfights. So a whole movie about that would be pretty damn amazing. I just kind of had all the hopes for it kind of knocked out of me when she was attached to it, given how bad 84 was. I would have liked to have seen someone, even another female director who didn't quite have that big a black eye going into it, because if you are a director and a studio has that little faith in you that everyone has their hands in your pot, that's reflective of you too. Like, that's the choice that you made to work with that studio. There's directors who overcome that, and there's directors who have enough pull that don't have that done to them. And if they manipulate her films at WB, maybe Kennedy or Star Wars will be manipulating her films at Lucasfilm, Star Wars. So I don't know. It's not exactly what I wanted to see, even though I did want to see a Rogue Squadron movie made. And all that negativity, I want to put a bow on it with, hopefully she proves me wrong.
So, do you think that possibly? All right. Do you think that with the help of, or knowing that right now, we have Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, who are basically right now, as far as we know, they have been put in charge of, the creative aspect of cinematic and like the television shows, in that direction. You think that that can possibly help steer in the right direction, like with that sort of guidance, that it could probably help?
Absolutely, but it's a matter of, are we counting on Filoni and Favreau to kind of puppet direct all these films in order for them to be good going forward with Star Wars? That kind of sucks too. Like, I'd like to.
We kind of do that with Marvel right now, don't we? With Kevin Feige. I mean,
we do.
He's behind the scenes on like all of them, dude.
We do, and think about how many notable directors have came from the Marvel films. How many people give credit to any? What do we say in Feige we trust? Have you ever heard anybody say anything other than Russo's? Russo's are the only one who made a name for themselves outside of Feige in 27 Marvel films.
John Watts.
Yeah. It's like just now, recently, right? With just this one, right? Otherwise,
he's gonna get a lot of notoriety now. Boy.
Otherwise, it's tough to get outside of like this being, this was my film. It's usually way to go, Feige, no matter who directed it at Marvel. So that is absolutely a thing that directors have to face when they go into these projects that are bigger than them in a way. It's like these Marvel and DC and Star Wars projects are huge responsibilities because they go into it knowing that you are not this is not a Tarantino joint. You are not in full complete control. This ain't a Spike Lee joint. This ain't a Tarantino film. You are working with a whole team in order to get your movie made. So and now sometimes that works against you, like you did with her at WB. Hey, maybe this time it helps her, but hopefully, that team around them at Star Wars is a positive. But I don't want to, be the bearer of bad news, but Star Wars isn't exactly on a great,
and we know
silver screen track record right now. So to say that all the higher ups, the suits at Disney are going to help her make a great film right now, the only thing they've been able to do is make great TV shows.
Yeah.
So that doesn't really give me a lot of confidence to say, they, help her with a film, because I imagine the bigger, when it comes to the silver screen, there's going to be way more chefs in that kitchen than there is on a Disney Plus show.
We got a $5 super chat from Bob Dylan. I want Rogue Squadron to happen so we can get.
Oh man, I hope it's good. Don't get me wrong. I hope it's good.
Yeah.
But my that's definitely a wait and see for me. I mean, I'm gonna be more than thrilled if it's good. I'm not. Yeah. I'm not hating just to hate. I just want it to be be That's all.
Yeah,
it's Rogue Squadron and Star Wars. We all want it to be amazing, right?
Yeah.
The last thing after the sequel trilogy backlash is for the next thing they do to not be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he said, he wants Paulie to come back as Carson Teva because I need that figure. Long live Apple. Yeah. Hey, possibly, bro. You never know, man. Dre. Hey, Dre.
What up,
anyway,
man?
what you think, bro? What you think about this?
Man, how do I follow up after what Vinny's saying, man? I mean, honestly, I didn't even know this movie was coming out. In all transparency, I mean, just like everyone else, I didn't really like Wonder Woman '84. I thought it was very boring, and the whole Steve Trevor thing. That's when I was just kind of like, man, it's just bad movie.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm excited for Rogue Squadron. Like, I really like the storyline behind that. As far as like the fleet and all the X-wings. Like, the X-wing is one of my favorite ships. I used to love that ship as a kid, and it'd be pretty cool. Hopefully, they do some type of backstory. I know it has nothing to do with the novels and the video games, but it'd be cool to have it set in the original trilogy. I hope that's what they go for.
Yeah.
And they like mention Luke and everything like that. So, I mean, I agree. Like Star Wars as a film, like as the big screen, like they don't have the best track record, but I'm gonna be positive about it. Like, we'll see. I mean, I can't dump on it right now, but who knows? I mean,
hey, I'm gonna tell you like this. Nothing else exists outside of Rogue One for me when it comes to the cinematic universe. And again, like, listen. I thoroughly enjoyed Force Awakens, because it was something new, it was fresh,
Yep.
it was
I liked
where
it.
we
Loved it.
could see Star Wars possibly going.
That was
Within the universe, it was just open, but they went wrong after that. So it's how it is. What do we got here? Hold on. We got 68 Rowdy. Lael made me pre-order Finnick tonight when he hopped on Brother Cousin stream. Bro, I'm telling you, it's a good investment. You did a good job, bro. Proud of you.
Dude, you didn't like Solo?
Who, me?
Solo. Was good.
Yeah.
I love Solo, bro.
I like Solo.
I love
like
Solo,
Solo
but
too. Solo was
When you
good.
mentioned nothing else exists outside of Rogue One.
well, I mean, I kind of like forgot about it, to be quite honest. Because here's the thing: the reason why I say
That's
that
pretty
is
fair,
because the reason why I'm saying that is because, bro, like
It's
it
an origin
was
story.
visibly something that was marked by a lot of controversy. Visibly, it was a lot riding, that went into it. And here's the thing. Disney and Lucasfilm, they need literally damage control when it comes to their reps, their PR. Yo, keep that shit in house. Like a lot of stuff we don't really need to know as fans, as content creators. We don't need to know what's going on and how destructive your house is. If it's imploding, you need to handle that. We don't need to know. Keep everything inside and just get your shit right. Like plain and simple. We didn't need to know how many directors they ran through. We didn't need to know that there were difficulties between Patty Jenkins and creative differences that happened that could have halted this film, and now all of a sudden she's back. Now it's like the boy who cried wolf. We don't know what to believe at this point. We just have to see.
I think they needed a reason to kick her off of Cleopatra.
Yeah.
And I think that it's a very desirable film for a lot of directors.
Mm-hmm.
And, if she could make a hit with Cleopatra, that would say quite a lot for her career.
Mm-hmm.
But the way she might be looking at this is that if I stick with, Star Wars stuff, I might get 3 films out of this. But if I go with Cleopatra, I'm just going to get that one film. But to be honest with you, that Cleopatra film, if I were a director, that's the one that I would want to direct.
Mm-hmm.
You think a Cleopatra film would be a hit?
You can make it your own. And
It has
Yes.
potential.
Yeah.
Yeah. And remember, people would remember you for that film. They're not going to remember her for I don't believe that the average person is going to remember her for Wonder Woman and everything else. Maybe we will because we are fans of this.
Yeah.
But if we look at globally, everyone knows who Cleopatra is.
But here's the thing, though. The problem with that also is that's even marred by a lot of controversy because of who they chose to play Cleopatra. You know what I mean? Gal Gadot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that being the choice to play that character, it really marred a lot of criticism, and it kind of marked that film. Whether or not, look, I'm not saying it wouldn't be successful.
Yeah, why am I surprised? That's crazy.
But there would be a lot of backlash because people have their feelings on how Cleopatra should look, how she should be represented,
Why is
and
that
this, that, and the
feeling?
third. And I'm like, you know what? It's neither here nor there. If it's a good film, if it's written well, I'll watch it. I'll gravitate to it. But again, like I said, with any film, everything is subjective right now. Even this film is going to be subjective because right now, with the amount of controversy that we're seeing within the that universe, we don't know. Like we're right now just like, you know what? Can we trust? And we know basically in Feige we can trust, but can we say that we definitely can't say that same thing about not Patty Jenkins, but what's her name? Kathleen Kennedy. You know what I mean? We can't really say that about her right now. And the thing is, to be quite honest, I really want her to get a win. I really want her to win. And she is winning, to be quite honest. Hey, everything else aside from Solo, $1 billion. Plain and simple. $1 billion franchise, $1 billion films. Everybody can say what they want, but Disney's looking at the simple fact that, okay, Force Awakens, $2 billion.
Yeah.
Last Jedi, $2 billion. Rise of Skywalker, $2 billion. Rogue One, ooh, yeah. She has a good slate. So And on top of that, they signed her for what? We already know, for like another 2-3 years?
3 years, yeah.
3 years in. So they know something obviously that we do know. I just think that we're just so marred by a lot of mistakes and we're just like, yo, F it. But I wanted to get a win, plain and simple.
Gal Gadot for Cleopatra.
Yeah, bro. Like straight up. That's what I'm saying.
Man,
Yeah.
I feel like we're hard to please, you know?
Yeah.
Star Wars fans.
Yeah, we
Very
are.
hard to please.
Asian Egypt movies are we gonna get?
I don't know, bro. We'll see.
Get a
Brooklyn Wolf, the
trilogy.
Collector, $4.99 super chat. Disney films are betrayal to Star Wars legacy. Only good one was Rogue One. Everything else is a dumpster fire. Subjective. I mean, I like, again, like we did talk about Solo. I did like Solo. So I'll give it a chance, man. I'll definitely give it a chance. And I'm willing, like I said, I'm willing to give her a chance because I know, hopefully, with John Favreau and Filoni, there can be something that's kind of, an even ground. But I want her, Patty Jenkins, I know she's well capable. She is well capable, bro. Like she has things behind her belts that she's done that have been successful. So hopefully she gets a win. So we'll see how it goes. Next, though, I want to talk about some interesting news because, we now have our lead for the show Acolyte. And yes, that's in the form of Amanda Steinberg. I think yes, Amanda Steinberg. Yes. So basically, she is marked as the lead for this film or for this show. Still a show that we don't know too much about, but we know that basically it is about how or before the Rule of Two. You know what I mean? So this is basically before the Rule of Two came into play, which it makes me wonder if that's the route that they're going. I think you know what I'm talking about right now, Mario. Who could we possibly see?
Oh yes.
You think?
Of
you
course.
think so? You think we're going to
Yeah,
see
it's
him?
possible. A little bit of are you talking Bane?
Yeah.
Possibly. Possibly. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I always thought that they were going to make a film about Bane and the Rule of Two. I thought that was like a shoe-in kind of topic because, obviously it tells things from a different point of view of use of the Force, a different framework and a different approach to what the belief of how using the Force should be. And, it's something that everybody knows about. It was a very popular topic. It was popular in the books. I just thought that they were always going to do that. I would hate for them to do this show and not continue with Bane and the Rule of Two.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because I'm excited that, because I've always wanted a story told from the side of the Sith. You know what I mean? I've always wanted to hear that, you know what I mean? Because it's such an interesting story and there's a lot of emotion involved in it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we've never really got that deep dive in because I was always the one, when we hear about, the Rule of Two, when we hear about, the Jedi way, how emotions are completely frowned upon. But then we know that fuels the way of the Sith. And I think that, and plus, man, come on, Sith are like the coolest characters that ever hit the screen, bro. Like straight up.
Straight up.
Every Sith character that's dropped has been dope as hell, bro. Like straight up. Like, come on, man. Like, just give it to me. And the simple fact that we already know in Obi-Wan, we're going to actually see some Inquisitors, possibly even see Asajj Ventress. You never know. I'm happy about this, man. I'm happy at the direction that this is possibly going and what we can see. Mario, what you think about it, bro?
No, it's definitely exciting considering that we're getting, like you guys mentioned, a show that's basically tailored to the Sith, right? I'm not too familiar with this actress's body of work.
Did you see what is it called?
Or?
No, she was in Hunger Games too, but she was in The Hate You Give as well.
Is that her? Was she the main one? Was she the lead?
She was the main.
Okay,
yeah. She was the lead in The Hate You Give. Yeah.
Okay, I know of who you speak of. I just haven't seen the movie yet.
Yeah.
So I mean, but yeah, no, it's exciting to see what they could possibly do with it. The idea of the Sith, I mean, it's just like they're driven by their passion, they're driven by their strength. They believe in no holds barred, which is which I love. Just trying to exceed whatever. They're all possibilities, but at the same time, the jealousy, the anger, the greed, the hatred, and all of that gets the best of them to where they all try to overthrow each other, which is insane. I absolutely love that. So the potential of the series is going to be phenomenal. I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. But as far as, do they ever mention as far as like where in the timeline we're actually looking at this? Or
again, I know it's basically before the Rule of Two, but they didn't specifically say. A lot of it is still kind of left in the air that we just don't know about. And what they're saying is that right now something is being shot. Like something is actually being shot right now in film secretly that we don't know about. And a lot of people think it's this show. So
we'll see.
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see what happens. So
well, definitely. We got a $1.99 super chat by Brooklyn Wolf, the collector. Filoni needs to be the Feige of Star Wars. A lot of people feel that. Kevin Feige, I mean, he is who he is, but Filoni, we know what he gave us. But I think Filoni right now is still in that growth period, where he's basically migrated from animated to live action on Disney Plus. He has a lot of knowledge, but there have been some criticism about his directorial debut. Even though I thought it was great,
he'll get there. I mean, he's the actual heir. He's the actual heir to the creator. So if anybody deserves it, that needs to get there. It's absolutely Filoni.
It's definitely him. That he has so much. And the thing is, it's like, we get so much like content and understanding of the lore from him. It's like I would love to sit in a room with him and just listen to him talk. Ask questions and just listen to him talk and tell me everything. He is like a human encyclopedia when it comes to Star Wars, man. He's like everything that we need to know we get from this man because he studied it, he loves it, he breaks it down, he's emotionally connected to it, and that's who we want to helm our projects. And that would be there for us. So do love
and
that.
And nobody really talked about the Duel of the Fates until he presented his perspective and how it really was. Exactly. After that, everybody's mind was just completely blown. So the absolute potential is there, and I believe it needs to be Filoni 100%. Yeah. But just give him, let him get his experience and get things rolling, and I think he's going to be something great. Yeah, give him more time, man. But he's going to kill it. I mean, we already know he's going to actually kill it. Real quick, Max Geekdom. 1/6 scale, man. She is Amanda Seinberg. I would check out Strange Comics. I did. For She Is Life, She Is Death, Untamed, and some great indie comics. Yeah, she's a geek. Like she definitely is a geek, and she's tapped in. So you are definitely right about that. Dan, what you think about the news, man? Like, and then on top of that, like I'm excited because above all, it's inclusivity. We are getting that amazing melanin. We're getting a spectrum. If it's not, this Latino, African American culture, like we're getting a mixture of pretty much everything when it comes to Star Wars, and that's what I've always loved about it because it's so diverse, and we're finally seeing it, man. So I'm happy. But Dan, what you think about this, bro?
Someone mentioned that this is Rue from Hunger Games, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. That's pretty cool. But I honestly didn't know anything about this show beforehand, and the fact that it's set in that like Old Republic timeline, this excites me because seeing Darth, if we get to see Darth Bane, maybe we see Revan. Maybe we'll see all the other guys because I don't know if you guys know, but there's a new game. They're remastering that game.
Supposedly. Knights of the Old Republic.
Yes. So I'm excited as fuck to get that again. So
hell yeah, me and Mario were crying the Native American tear when we heard about that
game. So I mean, if it's in that time period, I'm all in, man. I'm ready to finally see some stuff on the screen in that time period, man, because like they've talked about it for so long, so much shit wasn't canon, so much stuff was, and it was just like, finally we're gonna get to see some stuff in this time period that I'm pretty excited for, man, and like it definitely opens the door for that era, so I'm all for it, man. I'm ready.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, man. I'm so.
Do you guys
super
think that
excited.
if we do see Darth Bane, that Mark Hamill will have anything to do with it, considering he was the voice in the Clone Wars?
Interesting?
Maybe.
Interesting. Yeah, but I
That'd be
don't
cool to
know.
see.
That would be highly interesting, bro. Like if they did something like that. He's well connected to the universe, and
Sure.
we want to see. I think right now there's a rumor, but I'll just leave that at bay. I think right now he's kind of focusing on helping this get kickstarted. So we'll see how this goes, man. I know everybody is going to be excited about it. I just don't want to put it out there and be wrong. So, but we'll definitely it could be. You never know, bro. You never daggone know. What do you think about this news?
Well, I think she's going to be wonderful in this role, and I remember crying watching her in the Hunger Games when she played Rue, and she got kind of like a lot of backlash for being cast in that role at the time. It was somewhat controversial, and she didn't deserve any of it. She was fantastic in it. It was, it was a great bunch of films. She's accustomed to playing roles that I think are, fantasy style. She's going to be wonderful in this, and like I said, I just really am hoping that they don't skip over the development of the rule of two, which really would be like I hope this goes into that or is the precursor into a set of films, maybe a trilogy about the rule of two. Maybe a trilogy about the rule of two and how that came about. And, whether she personally, her character is involved in it or not is completely irrelevant to me. I really need to see that rule of two for this particular series to make sense for me.
Yeah, definitely. Vinny, Dog, what you think? Are you a fan of her work?
I'll be honest, I'm not too familiar with her, but
Okay.
I'm really excited about the prospect of the Sith in ancient times before they were so diluted. So I'm looking forward to seeing mention of, or if not, examples of Sith holocrons and Exegol, Sith Citadel, and then like the building of the like the doctrine of the dyad, and they can do a lot of backstory here on the dyad connection that we've seen in the sequel trilogy and maybe make more sense of it because
sense. That's the biggest thing because it didn't make sense in that film. Yeah,
it was more prevalent back then and was more of a Sith type of deal because they focused more on force, transference and that type of thing, and that we might get to see a bigger expansion on because we have learned a lot from the Star Wars, lexicon on film is a lot from obviously the Jedi perspective as far as history as well. Like we haven't seen much delving of Sith philosophies, Sith skills. Like we get to see like Force lightning as a Sith skill, but they have like a whole list of skills that are more cater to the dark side that we might get to see that in its prime. This is before they were wiped out. So to me, I'm really excited about more focus back on this age because that's some more. We might get to see more action and more force powers because a lot of the Jedi's philosophy is don't fight, peace, tranquility, and everything like that. Whereas Sith, they're one of the reasons why they're so deadly is because they train for war. Like Jedi technically aren't supposed to duel and practice. Like that's why so many Jedi, if they're a good fighter, it's an anomaly because they're not even supposed to practice fighting. So them having
and they're looked at with as they're really sussed. Yeah, and Anakin. With speculation that like Anakin, what I mean, like, and even Mace, when Mace basically before exactly, he was
the Jedi who were good fighters were looked at as potential Sith prospects because hey, you're supposed to just walk around and like talk everything on. That's not the Sith way. So we might see a lot more Star Wars shit from the Sith that a lot of people wanted to see, and it was one of the reasons. It's one of the reasons why so many people were left wanting from the legend stories of Luke after the Return of the Jedi because he went down that path and learned all that shit, and we got to see Luke doing Force lightning and Force healing and all this craziness that was forgotten because the Jedi didn't want their pupils to learn any of that stuff because it was a pathway.
And
Yeah, Vinny actually hit the nail on the head when he's talking about the philosophy of the Sith and the doctrine, because all of that will lead to seeing
Absolutely.
the abilities that some will consider to be unnatural.
Exactly.
And I'm all for it, y'all. I really want to see that.
Right,
Exactly.
we'll get to see them in their prime and doing that. And as far as for like the role of two and Bane and everything, it could very easily be kind of like how Mandalorian was a broader scale. Here's what the Mandalorian are, and then spin off to a Boba Fett, and this could spin off to a Bane or any of the other characters from around that time that we've been waiting to see, like Revan.
And the thing is, people had to realize, Bane it's not just about all power. Bane was a master manipulator, bro. Yeah. Especially how he let them slaughter themselves. Like literally, like literally. He just sat back and watched and then was like, okay, cool. Now this is how it's going to be. So there's a lot to really say about it. I'm hoping they kind of tap into it, man. Dre, what you think about this, bro? Oh, go ahead.
What we going to say? Add one more thing, and I'm sorry, Dre and Leo. The Darth Mirians seem to be the only other group that we saw, let's say, I guess in the Clone Wars, who tapped into the Force, and it's almost like they used it like a religion. Yeah. And it was a very different way of using the Force for them. It meant something different for them. Now, I don't know. I can't say for sure. Okay, maybe many of them went on to use the dark side of the Force, but I don't believe that all of them did that. I think that there might have been some, users of the Force who went to the light side, and we kind of saw in Jedi Falling Order, there was like one Darth Mirian there who kind of, was telling the lead character, well, my people use the Force and it destroyed them or something to that degree. But, I think if we can see something like that, this is the only other example of an entire world that uses the Force in a different way and generated Force users like Asajj Ventress and Oppress and everybody, that whole group of Zabraks, then that they might be going in the right direction to giving us that story, that additional usage of the Force that we really want to see, different options. Yeah, definitely. That and I mean, you're right. I mean, there's so much to explore with it. And they have every opportunity to do so. It's just getting it right, without, especially the integrity of the story and the Sith, because it's just so interesting, you know what I mean? And perhaps we'll even find out why and, the significance of the Jedi Temple being built over top of a Sith relic, you know what I mean? So, we'll probably find out why that's, in the play and, why that was done. Dre, what do you basically think about this, bro? And the possibility and everything. Oh man. Well, first of all, I want to say, damn, she's pretty cute. She's good looking. Yeah. I don't really remember her from the Hunger Games. It's been a few years since she was a kid, like a young kid then. Gorgeous kid too. Oh yeah. Like honestly, I'm excited for this, man. Like I'm a huge Sith guy, and it's about time that we see Darth Dre. Like an Acolyte, like in the damn on the big screen, whether it's a TV series or a movie. Like you guys were talking about, it's gonna be cool. Seeing from their point of view, and how they use the Force, that's gonna be pretty sick. And I think there definitely is gonna be a rule of two, because I think what the Acolyte means is them being a newly apprentice to a experienced Sith Lord, right? Yeah. So I don't know who's it gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see how it all ties in together with the regular Star Wars trilogy. I heard that this is gonna take place 50 years before the Phantom Menace. So we'll see how it goes, man. Maybe it'll be Darth Plagueis. We see Sidious with him. You never know. Probably. You never know. I'm excited for it. We'll see. Definitely, bad guys all the way for sure. Hell yeah, bro! And that's the beauty of it, because we're enticed by it. You know what I mean? For any Star Wars film, I'm just watching to see, especially if it's the sequel. Even back when they were the prequels, okay, who's the new Sith? That's what we were drawn to back then. You know what I mean? That's just how it was. So not to say that the Jedi aren't cool, but it's just the simple fact that
no, they're not. I'll say it, they're not. The Sith are hella cool.
Yeah, we had enough of that.
Dope,
you know
man.
what I mean? I sometimes you need some dark.
It's all about perspective too, it'll be cool to see how the
Yeah.
Jedi are the enemies of them, you know, and like
Yeah.
make
Definitely,
you
man.
empathize and sympathize with them, like depending on what happens.
Yeah, definitely,
So
man. So
that'd be cool.
let's just dive in, bro, because I'm really, really interested in hearing everybody's thoughts on this. And I know everybody out in the panel, y'all know what y'all waiting. Y'all came to see. Y'all know what y'all waiting for, man. So we just gonna deep dive in the Book of Boba. We just gonna dive in that first episode and what people basically thought. Because the thing is, let me just create some space real quick for everybody. And I'm just, for me, this is for me. I definitely enjoyed this episode. I thoroughly enjoyed this episode for what it gave me. Um, it did what I wanted it to do, and the thing is, I'm all in for pacing itself and just paying itself off in the end. Was it a risk? Obviously, it was. It was a risk to do something like this because they knew, and I think that they knew there would be a lot of questions as to why this was like a slow build, a slow burn, when it comes to this. But it told the story that I needed it to tell, which was, what happened? Why did he go from who we were, who we knew? And then on top of that, like, people have to understand, like, coming from Jedi and what we didn't see from him, and he was just basically a running joke in that film. You know what I mean? He was a running joke. And to get that redemption story that we got in, The Mandalorian, to now getting a series where we get to learn everything that we wanted to know about this character, I was happy. From the gate, we got the Sarlacc pit. We got him in that Sarlacc pit. Just the scene of him turning on his scope in the light, and you see a daggone 501st trooper on the other side, just dead, and he goes over there, bro, and takes his, just to get the oxygen that he needed enough to get out. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I was just that scene, listening to like the heartbeat while he was in there. His way of basically calling it, bro, it was phenomenal. It was amazing. I loved it. And I have no qualms about it, like, the whole way through. His backstory, him suffering PTSD the entire time going through it. Like, all this stuff that I actually seen with this episode was stuff that I basically wanted. Now, Mario, I know you had your feelings, bro. I know you have your feelings about it. So I'm going to gracefully, right, let you go later because I want to hear what you're going to say about it.
All right.
Ladies first. I'm going to let you go first. Because I want to hear what's going down. Because Mario, the thing is, I know Mario's going to say what he's going to say, but he's going to make it make sense. And I hate when he does it because I'm like, damn, he's right, though. But anyway, what you think?
Yes, well, this is what we've been waiting for so long. And honestly, I have to say that this particular episode, I wanted a longer episode, but it does look and feel like Star Wars. There's no doubt about where we are. Everything looks authentic and it feels like you're in that world. And with that being said, we start off with this Bacta tank, or at least I believe we start off with a Bacta tank scene. And I have to wonder, what do people dream about when they're in the Bacta tank? I have to say that I did like seeing a lot of those flashbacks that Boba had, but I wanted him to have a flashback of something that was jarring, somewhat more controversial. It was wonderful to see the Sarlacc pit scene. All of those things were great, but I kind of felt like we needed a little bit more just to kind of give us an opinion of where he's at mentally and what his motivation is for turning from someone who is no longer a bounty hunter, but is a crime lord, but rules with respect. I mean, this is a midlife crisis for him. Is he looking for someone? Surely a man like Boba Fett, who I imagine must have had a lot of different interactions with different people, has made enemies. He's had regrets in his life. When you go to sleep and you have these dreams, it's usually stuff that you've done and you're like, oh yeah, that was a long time ago, but they come back to haunt you. And I want to see what haunts Boba Fett while he's sleeping in that Bacta tank. And also, I did love seeing him put on his armor. And I think that for him, he needs to hold on to that armor tight because he's going to need it over these next few months as people are challenging him and throwing stuff at him. He couldn't even go to the cantina without coming out, and just relaxing after a nice visit to the Twi'leks, who were more than willing to give him a very nice offering of whatever they needed. But as far as I'm concerned, I still want to get that moment, and I'm calling it the Baby Yoda moment. It doesn't have to be Baby Yoda, but it had to be something that made me say, oh shit, is that what was, oh my God.
Exactly.
Boba did what? Oh,
exactly.
Oh my God. That's what I was waiting for. I'm sure it's coming up, but I didn't see it in this episode. And until then, I'm going to stay in the cantina.
Gotcha. I respect that. I definitely respect that. And I can respect that from a lot of people. Dan, what did you think, man?
Oh man, I think she hit the nail on the head, man. I think we're gonna see some stuff down the road where he's done some fucked up shit, and it's like, that's what I wanted to see, man. Because he was a fucking, he was a ruthless motherfucker, before he got thrown in that Sarlacc pit, and like, now like he kind of seems like he's a bit more forgiving, kind of like, people challenging him. We're gonna see how that goes. But dude, I fucking loved the scene where he came out that Sarlacc pit, bro.
Yeah.
That shit was like, man, like I just appreciated this fucking outfit so much more because of that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was fucking awesome seeing him come out of that, and then like seeing what the Tusken Raiders did to him, man. He got his ass beat like multiple times, bro. And it was cool, man. It was it's a different episode. It was a little goofy at times, seeing dude, like I don't know if you guys remember, but when he was like running, he was running away, like he just looked kind of like goofy. It was funny. There's a couple of parts like that, but like, but that's also kind of how Star Wars is, that's, I don't know. I felt the potential of this show with this first episode. I know some people probably don't like it. But it's the first episode, man. You can't really judge the whole series based on one episode, because let's be honest, man. To be honest, Clone Wars, like, dude, there's so many episodes that are just fucking garbage. But as a whole, Clone Wars is dope. So yes, I think this was everything I wanted to see at first from Boba. I wanted to see what happened from Return of the Jedi to, and it's cool how they did it with the whole flashback and everything. I think it was well done, and I'm excited for the next episode, man. I'm ready.
Yeah, definitely. Vinny, what did you think, man?
Man, we waited a long time for this. I'm a huge Boba Fett fan. I love seeing him back. I loved the way that we got that first episode. I love that they answered the Sarlacc pit question out the gate instead of having it be something that was nagging on everyone's mind throughout the whole show. That they saved. Obviously, in the books, like he throws concussion grenades and Dengar saves him after the fact. And I like that they made it where he saved himself in this version. I also like that they used the Bacta tank to flash back to scenes that we wanted to see to double at the same time PTSD message. And I also like them reminding us of the plot armor that is the Bacta tank, so that way in Star Wars we can, we see characters get beat up and then are okay later, and there's no healing factor like with superheroes, but Star Wars characters have, this technology to heal themselves. So that was very cool. I loved the the attempt to rule differently as kind of like, I feel it was a as a result of his time with the Tusken Raiders, because they're savage and vicious, but they also keep to themselves. And I feel like the time he spent there probably resulted in a lot of morals that changed his outlook on life. It had to have been a humbling experience, because this is someone used to traveling planet to planet, doing whatever the fuck he wanted, and even needing to be warned by Darth Vader himself not to just disintegrate people, and just he did whatever he wanted. And now he didn't have his armor, he didn't have a ship, he didn't have all the things he used to have, so it had to have been humbling. And Mando was supposed to be set 5 years after Return of the Jedi, so that's a long ass time he had to wait to get his redemption that we seen him get in The Mandalorian. And one of the problems that I had with the episode that some people had was explained in the way that they've been making Mandalorian as well, with him, the feats being a roller coaster. It's like losing one fight that he should have won and then winning a battle that he shouldn't have won is something that we kind of all just got used to. I did anyway with Mandalorian, because Mandalorian would lose a fight, get his ass kicked and by the Mudhorn, and then the next episode take out like a whole 100,000 people, and it like, oh, okay, like wait, where was that when he was fighting him, type of thing. And that went up and down throughout that season of that show, those 2 seasons. So I kind of got that. That's what they're going for in this, instead of just making him OP and able to kick anyone's ass. He was dehydrated and dying, so it made sense for him to
Makes
lose
sense, yeah.
their best fighter, right? So I loved all of that, and I loved the the relationship. Obviously, clearly that he built within the Raiders to gain their respect. The issue that a lot of people had maybe was boring, or they didn't have that thing. And Leo, we talked about this almost nonstop last season of Mandalorian, and that is what happens when Baby Yoda is gone. We're gonna find out how many people watch that show because of that damn baby.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have a lot of people who don't quite know why they don't like Boba Fett, and it's gonna be because it doesn't have a cute little baby to offset the action. Now, there's going to be a lot of people who have a problem with it for different reasons. Like, I know that ain't going to be why Mario has a problem with it. But, like, there's going to be a broad appeal that Baby Yoda brought to Mando that isn't going to be brought to this show. And I feel like that is why they buffered this show before doing Mando 3. So that way they could feel out how it's taken without that sidekick that is adorable. Because it's not going to have that same mass appeal, Mando and the baby. Instead, we're just going to get a violent, grumpy old Boba Fett kicking ass. It's going to be a different demographic that they're going to bring in. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they do, the show without that dynamic, which was kind of integral in Mandalorian's success. Like it or hate it. So, but I loved it. I can't wait for more.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. I'm right there with you. Dre, what you think, brother?
Man. Fuck, where did I start? It was actually pretty decent. Some of it, I can see why some people have issues with it. I mean, for me, it just felt a little lackluster. Like, I wish, things like this, I wish this was made like rated R, because I'm assuming like Boba Fett would be killing a lot of people. And that's what I want to see is like, I want to see him be a bounty hunter. I want to hear him like stories of, finding all these bad guys and fucking, killing them, like just crucial. And that's what I hope we get to see. But it being the Disney, I really don't think so. So it's hard to leave it up to like, what you can imagine in your head. And then when you see it, it comes out as lackluster. The Sarlacc pit scene obviously was the best thing about the first episode, in my opinion. It was pretty dope. I wish the sand people, I wish they would have just, whooped his ass a little bit more. It felt like a little soft and like, I don't know. It felt like something was missing. And then like during the fight, when they got to, I forget, where were they at? I forget.
Mos Eisley.
Mos
What was it, Mos Eisley?
Mos Espa.
Mos Espa,
Yeah.
right? Mos Espa, right? So when they got there and they, fought like those little ninja-looking dudes, I just felt like, dude, they were getting their asses whooped. And I get that, every show, everything has its balance. It's like, okay, you go down and you like overcome it somehow later, but it was just I don't know, man. It's just too predictable nowadays, and it's ridiculous in my opinion. It doesn't make for good storytelling. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, how it goes. I get it. Like, I'm interested to know like why he's a lot more about respect versus like, being a bounty hunter, and what switched his mindset. Because now he's kind of more like regal, more like a king, taking over Jabba the Hutt territory. And we'll see. It was okay. If I had to rate it, it'd probably be like a 6, 7 out of 10. I don't know.
So that's fair. That's definitely fair. Before I get to Mario, there's a $4.99 super chat by the BNK. The only thing I didn't like was seeing his ass kicked outside the bar after what we saw he was capable of in Mando. Felt like a different character. I get it, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean,
Understandable. Yeah.
yeah, it's
But
completely
to that
understandable.
point, to that point, he was fighting stormtroopers, guys. I mean,
Yeah.
that's not the highest bar, you know, where to make him look like a badass. These other dudes have like protective shields and stuff like that, where he couldn't really get to them, you know, like or whip their ass the same way that he whipped the stormtroopers' ass.
And
My only thing with that thing was his jetpack not working?
he didn't have it.
He didn't have it.
He has it.
He has it. He has it.
He has it. But here's the thing, and this is what what I'm looking at before and I'll let you go, Mario. But what I was getting at is the simple fact that what we seen of him in Mando, he was the aggressor at that point. He was that aggressor.
Mm-hmm.
He had the high ground, literally, where he could see everything that was actually happening at that point, and he was in complete control. This caught him completely off guard, and also for the simple fact that the way I looked at the story was, it was to show a sign of weakness. What we got from his dreams in the back of the tank was, yes, he got out of the Sarlacc pit. He was weak, damaged, everything. Still tried to muster up as much as he can to escape a situation, fight, got his ass whooped. Same led on. It's like, again, he was experiencing a level of PTSD the entire show. You know, literally thinking back to those moments of weakness, which that weakness bled off into what happened to him this entire episode. So I think it's going to progress. Now we're going to see him training with them, which is then going to pass off in the episodes showing strength. So I think it's just one of those things that we're going to kind of see that developmental stage. In my opinion, I could be wrong, but it was just the way I was looking at it from a vantage point. Was like, okay, I'm just trying to see where it's going, because like everybody, I was like, all right, come on, this is Boba. Come on, he getting his ass kicked like that. He did show one sign of, aggressiveness.
Like the Gamorrean guards.
And when
they're
Gamorrean guards, and they did some
damage.
damage.
Dude.
Hell yeah, they came in and did some damage.
Blow him up, and so he did. But this also, like, he's trying to roll with respect. When he sees that doesn't work, then we might see that other side of Boba Fett.
Exactly. Maybe he sees something and it's blood on the wall, and everybody know, and they're actually after. Mario, what did you think, man? Because I'm really interested to see how you felt, bro.
Look, I didn't hate it. I'll make that clear right now. I didn't hate it. I did enjoy it. I thought it was fairly decent. The opening scene with the Sarlacc pit, I'm with everybody here. I'm with the consensus. It was great. There were lots of questions answered. Everybody wanted to see it. That was awesome. One of the things that I had issue with is the fact that basically 2/3 of this entire episode were flashbacks. Okay, so I think that and Dre hit the nail on the head as to where I understand Dre wants to see more of the bounty hunter side, but I want to see more of his ideas or his
philosophy.
His philosophy of wanting to become like a crime lord, in the matter of ruling and of respect. And I feel like that was lost in all of the flashback episodes or sections of the first episode. I think that second flashback could have been used later on throughout the series, right? But I also fear that you guys think that it's possible that we're going to have basically flashbacks throughout the entire series, because to me, in my opinion, that's going to slow down the actual progression of the story.
Yeah,
because it kind of seems like there's not going to be much meat on the bone or not much story to tell if they are going to do nothing but flashbacks. Yes, there are a bunch of answers that we still want, that we need to see, but I think we should get past some of that and continue with this actual story. I want to see him actually develop into this respected and at the same time feared mob boss. Right? I want to see him rule with the same way that Don Vito Corleone ruled, instead of someone being more aggressive, like possibly Kingpin or whatever like that, right? Where they can rule in fear, but the matter of ruling with respect, just having the respect of everybody else that's underneath him, but at the same time they'll fear you. So with that fear will also come the respect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I want to see that more developed. I felt like the actual story towards the end or whatever, there was nothing in there that grabbed me, that made me want to get excited for the next episode. Other than the fact that we're seeing a bunch of flashbacks just because we have more questions, right? Yeah. But nothing really happened that I thought really progressed the story along. We got a simple little plot. for the mayor that doesn't want to that's opposing his rule right now. And then we saw him get jumped, and that was it. That was very, very basic. It wasn't enough. Where I felt like they could have cut the second half of that flashback, and they could develop more on that story. So other than that, I thought it was pretty good. What was a little bit kind of sad in a sense to see is that to see Tamora Morrison, I'm pretty sure it probably was him during the choreography of that fight scene. Just moving so slow, man. I mean, it was just and making those goofy faces that he makes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, if you wanted to really intensify that fight scene a little bit more, put the helmet on him, and put him a stunt double, and then have him do the whole choreography.
Come on.
That was really difficult to see.
Clearly, being that they want to have the helmet off more to show his
right,
face. And that's fine. But when it's time to fight, have him put on that fucking helmet so he can get someone else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And is Boba unwell? I mean, obviously he was suffered from that Sarlacc pit situation a while ago, but he's still going in the Bacta tank. What is your thoughts on that? I mean, is he okay?
Well, see, here's the thing, and I don't know if they're going to explain it in this show. I know in the lore, he did sustain a lot of damage. Right. Even like inhalation, even to his lungs, from being inside of the Sarlacc pit for so long. He was still, healing. A lot of it was even, the inhalation from being in the desert for so long, that mixed with being in the Sarlacc, because if you see, like, we're seeing him now where, we're not seeing him how we actually saw him in Mandalorian. He looks like he is still healing. You know what I mean? He's been in that Bacta tank. He's healing. Like, he is trying to get back to form. But I think a lot of it, too, like I said, the major effect on him right now is PTSD. Is basically still dealing with the simple fact that he was in that Sarlacc pit near death. And what he actually had to go through with, the Tusken Raiders when it came. It's like, right now, he's a slave. Like, he's literally a slave right now. You know what I mean? Now, who knows that, after the final scene of, and I think that, a lot of people were like, the kid took credit for that win. I think that the king, I guess, of that tribe, he knew that Boba would, that's why he handed him the water and walked away. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. He knew that was and on top of that, what have we been talking about? It was a sign of respect. And this is what he's looking at. Respect. Ruling with respect. So I think that he's learning a lot from these Tuskens. You know what I mean?
See how much they changed him.
Yeah. A lot basically changed him. So I think, and I even actually, I want to see everything leading up to when he first met Fennec. And because that's another thing that people aren't really talking about. Like, she was a beast. She was a beast. I wanted this. I was so glad to see Ming-Na Wen do what she did in this film. And I'm not in this show. Not saying that she didn't have a stuntman, but when she had that helmet off, she was still a beast.
She was cool. No, some of the dialogue was kind of corny though.
You should say what? The dialogue?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the dialogue was a bit
Star
choppy.
Wars, dude. A lot of it. No one talks like that, man. A lot of it.
That's fair. True that.
And who directed this first episode? Was it
Favreau?
Robert Rodriguez, wasn't it?
Was it Favreau or Rodriguez?
Favreau?
I thought
it was written by Favreau.
I thought it was Rodriguez who directed it.
I'll look it up.
No.
I thought it was Robert Rodriguez.
Maybe it was.
Sure. Probably was.
Honestly, though, the cool thing about this, it kind of makes you wonder how much time did he really spend with those Tusken Raiders?
Yeah.
Well, it would have to be close to that, right?
Yeah, exactly. So maybe he, exactly. It kind of goes to the point where maybe that's why his whole demeanor has changed.
Yeah, my fault. Written by Favreau, but directed by
Rodriguez.
Yeah, Rodriguez.
And can we talk about Jennifer Beals as Garza Fwip in the Cantina? What did you guys think about her as sort of, the Twi'lek in charge?
Yeah, that's the thing is, like, they brought that to my attention on Monday night because I overlooked it. I was so vested in everything else because Mario still had me looking behind her shoulders You know, for that would be like literally.
Old man, yeah, fake Obi-Wan.
Yeah, and I didn't, you know, it kind of just brushed past me. Like I just kind of like let it go.
Same.
But and I didn't know it was Jessica Biel until now. So she's gonna basically play an intricate role, you know, in this.
Sure is.
And the thing is, like, look, for the first episode, it was what it was. I think literally like episode 2 and episode 3 is gonna progress big time.
Oh,
I think it is.
Yeah, I have no doubt. I have no doubt. I complete faith in this verse.
We finished up Mandalorian season with, you know, Ahsoka and, you know, 2-year buildup of that character, and then, you know, the finale had fucking Luke. So
Yeah.
it's not going to be, you know, a progressive of right after that. It's not going to be Mando season, you know, 3 episode 1 after everything that Mando's been through. It's here's, you know, Boba Fett. I definitely get some of the, you know, the backstory, but man, imagine if they just went ahead with what he's doing now and didn't answer those questions. People would be just mad about that instead.
Yeah.
We're Star Wars fans. We're always going to find a reason to get upset.
It's hard to
Like,
believe.
People mad about it?
They couldn't win.
Yeah.
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 You can't please everybody.
You
No,
can't.
but I feel like you know, when it's all said and done, it's going to be incredible. Did they have a release date for Mando 3 yet? Because I'm wondering how long they want to space in between this and that.
I don't think so. I haven't heard anything.
I haven't heard anything in regards to it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, last thing I heard was that they were filming,
Okay.
and that they were shooting. You know, but nothing else in regards to, you know, the you know, as far as like the timeline and where it's, you know, what we're going to see, when we're going to see it. So because you got to, you know, also Pascal is still working on Last of Us, so
Oh
of
yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so but at the same time, all we need from him is dialogue. Half the time he was never in the suit. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
there's a lot of dialogue. He can film that, you know, as a side gig where he's at right now. So, you know, not really too much that's actually needed from there. But yeah, I mean, listen. When it comes to Boba, bro, like I know he's still gonna get his shit off. I think it's just like right now we're just following, you know, this because like again, there's a lot that I wanted to basically know. I wanted to know why or how he got out of the out of the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah.
I want to know basically like why again his philosophy, his theory, why things have actually changed, how he got that you know, gaffy stick, how he earned the gaffy stick, because you know basically no one. When it comes to a Tusken Raider, anyone who even picks it up that's not even a member is immediately killed. You know, literally. That's not a
but
member of the tribe.
You think it's possible he just took it? Like
I
he
think
just,
I think he's going
I
to
think he
earn
earned it. I think he
I
earned
think he's
it.
going to earn it.
I think he was rewarded. It had to be, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to
Curious.
basically earn it. And it's either going to probably be earned by the queen or by the king. Like, I think he's going to definitely earn it. But there's going to be a bit of training there. I mean, because like I said, when we see him, he's roaming like a nomad, full garb. You know, they're letting him have certain things. And I'm glad. And here's the thing. Like, I'm just looking at little Easter eggs, little things. So when we first basically saw Boba in The Mandalorian, you know, we saw him in full garb, roaming with those gaffy sticks on his back.
Yeah.
So that's letting me know that he is going to earn some respect. They're going to probably get, and if you basically see this particular tribe, everybody wears that darker garb.
Yeah.
You know, they're totally different, a bit more like grounded, but ruthless at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, and really controlled. They're not just like the average Tusken Raider just roaming around, stealing shit, just causing havoc, yelling and screaming. Nah, they're a little bit more uniform.
There's like a chain of command or something.
Yeah.
How cool was that
Yeah.
though to see different designs from the Tusken Raiders?
Yeah, bro.
They
Yeah,
look
that was
so
cool.
different.
So
They look
nice
so
looking.
unique. Yeah, they
Yeah.
look great. They look phenomenal.
Yeah.
So
I-
I'm sure we'll see some form of collectibles, you know, coming
What,
up.
and that's what I was
That's
going to ask you,
true.
Mario.
Yeah.
Would you get him?
Yeah.
True.
Oh hell yeah!
You would get him?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely, man.
I think
yeah.
I'd probably get those instead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
those
definitely
Like
get
the little
those.
guys too. Would you guys get the little ones?
Yeah,
one.
why
Man,
not?
I get them all.
I'm still
Don't
waiting for
lie.
an
You
Omega
have to
figure.
get Raiders just to do an Anakin scene.
Oh man, yeah. They
Wow.
released the little guy with a massive
And I didn't just get the male figures. I got the women and the children figures too.
and the dogs too.
That was nice. Good.
Yeah.
Oh man, love it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, I get what she say. These are things I'm looking forward to learning too, Leia or 1-6. Thank you, baby.
Still, man.
Yeah, she's in the building. Yeah, I mean, like again, like I said, it's the slow build, and I think that they're kind of doing this the right way. Look, was the first episode perfect? Nah. Me myself, because what I wanted to see and what I expected, I gave it a 9.5 out of 10 because
Wow.
I literally did, because I got everything that I wanted. I didn't want to see everything in the very beginning. I wanted to kind of get to the meat of him, his psyche, what makes him who he basically is. You know what I mean? Because there was a lot that he could, the only thing that, because I was even, when he was trapped and they were both slaves and he was like, do you want me to, cut your bonds? You know what I mean? It was just like, yo, like literally he was in that state showing a bit of, compassion towards the simple fact that, okay, we're both here. Like, let's both get out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking after that thing snitched, once I cut my bonds, I'd have broke your neck. Like literally, like because you snitched, but that's not his mentality. You know what I mean? So it's just wondering where he's at right now. And I guess it's because of that weakened state, that we're seeing him, pretty much the way he is. And seeing him get his ass whooped, but at the same time, he got his ass whooped because he was still weak. You know what I mean? He's still weak. No water, roaming the desert. They picked him up. They brought him to that camp. There's a lot that he has to basically learn. He's not in a position. He has 0 weapons, but you know what I mean? Just him in his hands, his technique, just him. So it's going to be interesting to see his growth. And like where they take this character, man. I'm definitely excited to see it. For the first episode, I'm just like, okay, I get it. I get, pretty much where they're going. And of course, I'm now the main thing I'm surprised about right now, is the simple fact that, okay, we know where, and I'm just gonna call it Slave One. I don't give a damn what they're calling it now.
It's Slave One.
It's Slave One. It's basically what I know. It's Slave One. Now, it's like, yo, that thing. How much respect that this guy has, because that thing hasn't been pillaged at all, at all. It's like it's not, what I mean? It's like everybody, oh, nah, this, like you imagine like somebody off world just coming around and be like, oh, that shit's dope. Let me just go over, and somebody be like,
Nah, we good.
Nah, don't. Nah,
like John Wick, right?
Yeah.
John Wick's card. You know what you did?
Yeah, you know what you did. Like, yeah, don't touch that,
cool.
bro.
Yeah, he stole Boba Fett's ship.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nah, that wasn't a good
You
move.
done messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to say how incredible a job Ludwig Göransson did coming back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So good.
God. Yo, like
That-
the whole past couple seasons of Mandalorian, he just continued to top himself. And then I was so hopeful that he'd be on the score for this season too, with new theme, and they made it feel similar to the Mando theme, but completely different in his. And the dude just don't miss.
Yeah.
Was it like a Haka style theme?
Yeah.
There was like a
Yeah, it was.
Ooh,
It was.
I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. Because when they were talking to him in the was it Empire magazine, he said that he always, when it comes to him tackling the project, just like even the Mandalorian, he knew where it was going, but he also knows, Tamora Morrison's Maori history. You know what I mean? And, his background and, where he comes from. And, he wanted to kind of just learn about, the Haka and, just basically that warrior tribe mentality. And he wanted to kind of center that around it, which I think he did well. Like the soundtrack was incredible, bro. Like he's like the somewhat, I mean, cause look, come on, we already know nobody's ever, there can never be another John Williams, but he's like this modern day cat who's coming in and taking on these IPs and just like turning it into his own.
It's fresh. It feels new.
Yeah.
It feels authentic. It feels, entertaining. You remember what it sounds like.
Mhm.
It's wonderful.
Yeah,
Sounds
man.
like Star
But,
Wars.
definitely, man. Like it does. It feels just like Star Wars. And again, I'm just glad. Like, listen, it's we're getting the content and we're going to get there. And I'm just going to tease. I'm not even going to, I don't want to tease them, but somebody showed me something and I told them I swore to secrecy that I would never, I wouldn't tell, but something that everybody, somebody is that, look, I'll just put it this way. There is somebody that everybody's been asking for that you are going to get in this season. And when you see who it is going to blow your motherfucking mind.
Han Solo?
Nope.
Don't tell out any secrets. Look at you.
I'm not saying nothing. That's all I'm going to say.
Now I want to guess.
That's all I'm going to say. It is going to blow your mind.
DH Han Solo is what I've been hearing a lot of.
Nah,
and supposedly something had leaked, but I don't know.
I don't know.
guess.
But nah, it's gonna be incredible, and I cannot wait to see it.
Cat Bane?
I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying
it's Cat Bane. All right.
I don't know. I don't know. That's not who I'm talking about though. But I don't know. But it's just gonna blow your mind. But yeah, it's not even Mace. Not even just Mace. There's a couple of there's reasons why they're doing what they're doing. You know what I mean?
With Bad King.
He said there's a rhyme with Bad King. Bob Dylan's crazy. But yo, that's what I'm saying. Like, just be patient and let this thing play out the way it's supposed to, bro. And I think it's just it's gonna,
yeah.
I know. Now I'm thinking about it.
You did this.
Hey, I'm glad you're guessing. Play the guessing game the entire time.
Why you gotta do us like that, man?
Because.
All right, we all know it is. We all know it. It's Mephisto.
You said it's Mephisto.
Yeah.
Somebody said Jar Jar Binks. What if it was?
Darth Jar Jar?
Darth Jar Jar, yeah.
Yeah, Darth Jar Jar.
Finally.
Yeah.
Yo, that'd be insane.
The truth comes out.
Nah, man. But I mean, again, I'm enjoying it. I'm on board for the ride. I mean, I know pretty much everybody else here is. And I can't wait for next Wednesday, man. I really can't. I can't wait. I'm off that day anyway, so finally I got 2 days off in a row. Nice. So I'm just gonna relax and kind of dissect and do what I need to do. But Bob Dylan, thank you for the $2 super chat. Huh? What's that?
You know what's dope about Star Wars? That everything they've done on Mando and this, and like for the films too. Star Wars is like the brightest IP in the world. They never hide their special effects with dark scenes like. So many action films do to save money. It is bright all the now granted they're on a fucking desert planet, so I get that, but I mean, like, in general, in Mando too, like, it is almost always like very clear what is going on. They don't hide a lot of the action with too many edits, and it's usually very well shot, and cinematography, everything feels very high budget for considering the risks that they're taking doing these shows on TV and not the big screen. I've been impressed by the visuals and audio of these shows, regardless to the content or whatever you have to say about how you feel about the story. Man, all these, they look amazing. Yeah,
they do. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, just the cinematography itself, the costumes, they, spare no expense when it comes to, delivering. And like I said, I mean, you're dealing with people who are fans of the IP, you know what I mean? And, I'm pretty sure that it has to get a lot of blessing from Favreau and Filoni, Filoni's going to give us a lot, when it comes to, his input is extremely important. So it's always, it's always an interesting thing, seeing where this goes, man. So I'm extremely happy. So we got Book of Boba. What's next? Did they say Obi-Wan or was it Cassian? I think it's Obi-Wan, right?
I think Obi-Wan is next in line.
Yeah, Obi-Wan's next in line. So yeah, that's exciting, man. Everybody out in the chat, man, let us know what you thought about the first episode, man.
Yeah, we on Tatooine for a minute.
What's up? What you saying, Mario?
You know what? No, I was gonna say, you know what's a trip? When you pull up this actual photo that we're looking at right now, I thought it was a Hot Toys figure for a minute. Because it looks.
Wow.
No, in my opinion, to me, it looks. I mean, because that's just a testament to how well I think they nailed that head sculpt amongst the rest of the details of the figure. Is that it looked, it looks just like the real thing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Sorry, Vinny. Sorry, Vinny, to bring up collectibles.
The same for Fennec as well.
Go for it. Go for it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were talking about Tamora or Fennec, but
Fennec is.
I'm sorry,
the Fennec
Tamora,
is
actually,
insane.
yeah, they're both excellent.
Yo, that Fennec, that's come on, man.
Leo's getting 3, right?
Three.
Three
of them, like literally 3.
Jesus Christ,
bro! I was so happy, bro.
Did you say you're getting one for the car?
One for the car.
Oh,
I want one with her with Omega, because there's some, from the Bad Batch. There's this connection. Why was she guarding Omega? And there's a little bit more to that story. I want to know. I want to have them pose together.
What? Yeah, I mean, if they choose to go down that route, you know what I mean? Like if they choose to basically like tell that story. I mean, because again, we are getting season 2. Like if they choose to say, okay, now we need to kind of dive in and see that relationship between the two. I mean, I don't know. It's we at this point, just surely off the first episode, we don't know what's going to happen next. But I know that all right, let me ask y'all a question. Do you think that the first episode was deliberate?
As far as
deliberate in the simple fact that it was sort of like how I want to say it, deliberate in a way that they might have known that it was going to not be what everybody expected, and it would cause certain conversations, and that episode 2 is going to hit us with a bang.
I sure hope so.
Or it's possible too that episode 2 will be deliberate with those same controversies, and episode 3 will actually hit us with it, with a bang. So we'll see what happens. But I have faith in in the writers and the directors, man. So there's this is gonna be great. This will be good.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be great, man. I have full confidence in it. There's again, they know everything is riding on this, man, so they can't get it wrong. Like they literally can't. So I'm definitely happy to see where it's going, man. Everybody again in the chat, let us know what you thought about the first episode, and whether you liked it, if you didn't like it, if it was this divisive. I mean, that's what it's all about. Always opinions, but we welcome it and respect it. So definitely, thanks, for your support and input on this, man. Like, what else we got to talk about? Anybody else? We gonna talk about anything else? We got anything else we want to put on the plate?
Did you see the Under the Helmet special?
I saw that a couple weeks ago. Yeah,
I still haven't seen it yet.
I seen it because it's like
there goes Boba.
I queued it up right after I got done watching, and I was like, "Oh, okay, gotta watch that." That was incredible to watch.
Yeah, it was. The thing is, it was interesting because it was like, yo, I after watching that, I was wondering, like, yo, will we see the white suit in this show?
I love the white. I love the white suit. The only thing about the white suit is like the painted suit's even cooler, but the white suit is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah,
I love how they explain how they got to the paint job on it. Like they didn't just paint; they did the layers so that was silver underneath. Yeah, I love the detail that went into the process of it, and I also like that it gives a bigger, broader kind of like insight on how many people bring all these films and shows to life. It's not sometimes Lucas gets credit for everything, good and bad. It's like there's a lot of other cats with input on character design and stuff like that, and this gave them some love.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the biggest things too was I like the use of how they when it came to the parade, how they talked about how they just decided to put him in that parade
in it because they knew. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It feels like I don't know. Is that why Lucas kind of neutered him in the third, because he didn't like something that wasn't like his complete idea, like getting so much love and attention? Because it seemed like that there's had to have been something behind why his presence in Return of the Jedi was so different than Empire Strikes Back. I mean, a lot of what we love about him is from Empire, not from Return, for those reasons. I mean, and adding in those screams and the special edition was just like insult to injury.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I don't know. I mean, it
felt like fight is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, but Lucas just let it go. Like he was like, yeah, we might as well. Because the thing is, wasn't that because I remember them saying that suit, it was supposed to be an advanced stormtrooper.
Exactly. There were supposed to be hundreds of them.
There were supposed to be hundreds of those suits. It wasn't just supposed to be a bounty hunter. It was supposed to be an advanced.
Yeah, all the Mandalorian and bounty hunter stuff came after the fact because they didn't have the budget to make that an advanced stormtrooper line.
Look at this. Look at this, boy. Look at this, boy.
Now,
It's all right.
Now when she gets like armor upgrade halfway through the season, and now you got to buy 6 figures because they're gonna do one for a different outfit.
And I'd probably do it.
Probably will.
And I'd probably do it. I'd probably do it. This figure, man. I mean, yeah. I was so excited. Look at this. Look at this scene.
Yeah.
This
Are they
right.
on the throne?
Yeah, this is on the throne.
Yeah, I gotta get that throne.
The throne is gonna be like a sole separate, like the Emperor's chair, right?
Nah, it actually comes with
the Boba.
You can get the actual deluxe. It comes with the Boba figure.
Cool. That's what's up.
So
hey, Lel, let me ask you: Are you plan to do any posing with these figures?
come on, man. Are you serious?
Wet.
I pose every figure I get, like everything that I take.
No,
out
I
of the
meant
box.
like like use it in one of your guys' streams with Iron Logan.
If he gets it, I think he'll get it. Yeah, I'd definitely do it. I would definitely do it. Like that. That's why I literally can't wait for the 2-pack. I'm hoping that they'll actually release that soon. The first. I mean, come on, man. Like it's the perfect time to do it. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that we see that soon. You know what I mean? Like they'll make that announcement. I mean, granted, we're not going to see it this week because now they did announce finally that my Golden Armor Wonder Woman is coming. So I'm happy about that. But yeah, I probably we might see that. We could see that in January. You know what I mean? They gotta release Ahsoka first. Give us Ahsoka, then definitely we can talk about everything else. But give us that, and then I'm happy. But they could. We could definitely see it, man. We could definitely see it. I put this up because Mario, Vinny's a virgin.
Oh,
he's a collector virgin.
Is he?
He's a collector. He's a collector.
You getting
virgin.
ready to pop that cherry?
He pre-ordered. He got Luke though. He pre-ordered the Luke.
Oh,
he got Mando
nice.
Luke.
Congratulations
That's a
on
good
that.
start.
But hearing how y'all talk about these figures, I probably won't see him until like 2015.
It's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while. It's supposed to be sometime next year, I believe. But
all right, cool.
It's
So
definitely
I'm
gonna be
excited
a
for that
while.
because Luke. I mean, Boba, Vader, and Luke. Those are my 3. So that I'm excited for that.
Yeah, Luminar. The box art was released, but actually, if you go to Toys Wonderland, it's slated to be. They actually are slated to ship it on Monday.
the 3rd,
So,
right?
Yeah, on the 3rd. So it's yes, Wonder Woman is here finally. But the thing is,
to you guys,
I'm nervous though because we still they released it, but there's no production
pics.
photos yet.
Mm.
So I don't know. That
I
sculpt
saw
better mimic.
something. I
You
saw
did?
something, but
That
it was
shit better
with
be
the helmet on
fantastic.
now.
You saw it with the helmet on.
I did see with the helmet on that supposedly production samples. So
It's shipping to everybody on 3rd because shouldn't
release on Hong Kong.
They
And
released this in
then
Hong Kong.
We'll
Yeah.
release date signed later.
Okay, because usually there's people that get them earlier for that fact, to show you what it's gonna look like and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
odd.
Well,
Yeah,
like I said, I got the first batch right off the bat. So, if it ships on Monday, if it ships out on Monday, like they said, then I should have it by the end of the week. So I'm just hoping to see how that's going to go. But yeah, I'll it's going, and it's the deluxe version with the articulated wings. So yeah, I had to go all in on that. Despite the movie, because I'm not thinking about the movie. You know why I'm
It's a
basically thinking
beautiful
about that figure.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
beautiful figure, and then also Kingdom Come. It's a piece of
Kingdom Come.
Kingdom Come, exactly. Alex Ross painting version. Yes,
Yeah,
I need that.
I mean that armor is
Yeah,
the best thing.
Definitely.
I mean that figure is probably the best thing to come from it. So like that's what's up.
Yeah, that's the draw from it.
Lael, you also have the one where she's in the other uniform. You know, the
comic one,
The classic.
comic concept.
Yeah, I have the comic concept. I have the comic
Right one.
concept. I have the armored the training armor version. I have
think
the
it's-
Justice League version. And
got 'em all.
yeah, pretty much. And I got that Queen Studio statue coming. So yeah.
Damn.
Yo,
Nice.
so
Damn.
speaking of
That-
Queen Studio, right?
Damn.
So so Mario, you know that Revan is coming, right? Bro.
I actually got my invoice for the set, both Malik and Revan.
Bro, do you know how much the shipping
It's crazy.
Bro,
It's
the
crazy.
shipping
So-
the shipping just for Revan was like $268.
260, yeah. Mine for the 2-pack is 520. Shipping directly from Malaysia. Shipping is just crazy out of
Oh
control
my
right now, man. And
gosh.
Wait,
It's
the
everywhere,
shipping
bro.
figure it cost is the price of it?
It's a statue. It's a quarter scale, yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
It's like half the
but
price usually.
I'm getting 2 of them shipped directly from Malaysia. So that's if I wanted to have it shipped by plane, get it really quick. There is an alternate method to have it shipped by the boat. It's going to take like 2 or 3 months, but that's like half the price. So in my case, to where I have two statues, 2 quarter scale statues, it'll be like $260. So basically the same price as Lael is paying for one. But he can also chop that in half and pay like what, $120 or something like that to have it shipped by boat.
Yeah.
But I know you're not gonna want to wait for that.
Nah,
thing, right?
that's
You're
why
gonna get
that's
it
why I'm
pretty
doing
quick,
it. Yeah, nah, I'm doing I'll pay it's bad. I'm just gonna pay it. I'm just gonna pay it and knock it out and just be like, yeah, just give me that.
That's right.
Because it's worth doing that rather than just having them ship it out on a boat and then have to wait a couple months to get this figure in. I mean, this statue in, bro. This piece it's come on, man. Like it gets no better than this, man. I
gotta hurry up and get my stuff in place because I've got so many statues coming this year. I mean, what I want to do for now temporarily is just put up like an inch thick piece of wood up here on the top of the Maji case and just have them all out here one by one until I can actually get some sort of Maji case to actually support them all. But yeah, 2022 is gonna be interesting for statues. Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
Bro, it's gonna be incredible for statues, man. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm sitting here like like the Revan was the only one that I really latched onto, so it was the only one that I really wanted for right now anyway. But then I saw that Mythos Vader, bro.
I was gonna ask you about that. Did you guys talk about that last night?
Yeah, we did, bro.
Okay, well, so what are your thoughts? I didn't get a chance to catch up on the show last night, so give me a quick breakdown.
I love it. A lot of people, I know other people, didn't like it, or certain people saying that they don't like it. I like it. It's Mythos.
Shout out to Thor.
Bro, putting that next to both my Mythos statues, I'm all in, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I love it.
That
I mean,
first
that's
Vader
just me.
That
What'd you
first
say?
Vader Mythos got away from me, so I've been tracking down a good price on that for a minute, and then I seen that, and I was like, "That's very tempting." I don't love the fan base at the bottom a lot, but otherwise, everything about it is incredible.
Yeah, I personally don't like the base itself. I mean, standing on the on an X-wing engine.
Okay, that's
kinda
what,
like,
okay, yeah. It
It's
doesn't
kind of
really
like
make sense.
I really don't get it.
Yeah,
But this guy right here, Darth Revan, this is looking phenomenal, man. And I can't. This will be my first XM piece along with Malik.
Yeah,
So I'm absolutely looking forward to these two.
Yeah. This Revan is going to be on point, bro. Like, it's going to be worth the price of admission. That's why when I got that invoice, it was weird, though, because I had never gotten an invoice. Bro, I got the invoice before I completely paid off the statue.
Same here. I'm still dealing with that, actually. So
yeah, bro. I'm like,
we'll see.
I didn't even pay off the statue yet, and I got the invoice. So I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, what's going on?
Did you get it from Todd?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, from Spec Fiction. Yeah, that's where I got it from. Okay. So Dan, okay, look, we're gonna, because I know Dan, y'all gotta jump out. We kind of went on and running, but I'm saying these statues still. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna wrap up. Like I said, because again, I know everybody got stuff to do. I'm so glad everybody actually joined us tonight and came out. This was a special show. Love this show. I'm always waiting for it to jump in. So We won't be
Leo.
here. What up?
Real quick, if I may, before we wrap up the show, I feel like we have one more topic left, bro.
What's up?
So Monday, the 27th of December.
Oh, wait. I forgot all about it, bro. And I'm so glad you brought that up. I'm so glad you brought that. I know, Dan, y'all gotta hop out.
No, you're good. Take your time, bro.
Yeah, we gotta.
Just be a few minutes.
Yeah,
No,
just basically.
No worries.
I forgot all about it with the hype around, Boba and stuff like that. I forgot all about it. We cannot jump out without basically addressing this, and bringing some, not just it's an honor. It's and then paying homage, to a great one, without whom, a lot of us wouldn't have actually, grown to love this thing. And it's Carrie Fisher. This marks year 5
years
since her death.
5 year anniversary.
5-year anniversary. Carrie Fisher. Listen, I mean, there's so much that we can actually say about her, man. Like, there's so much that we can say about her legacy. It's just the element when we look at I told them that they're to me the Trinity, bro. They're Han Solo, Leia, and Luke are the Trinity to me, bro, because their chemistry in New Hope is what made me love it so much. You know what I mean? What made me love Star Wars as much as I do, bro. Like, literally, it was just phenomenal. And just her charisma, her like feistiness, like just her no holds barred. She just, that attitude that she had was like, yo, all or nothing. But she was just all in on the IP, and she loved it so much, and she just contributed. I mean. It wouldn't, and I couldn't. What's always crazy is that when you go back and you watch behind, the magic of Luke. When we watch that, the documentary with George Lucas, and we watch all the actresses that could have potentially played this role, and then you see her come in, and it's like, yo, could you really have imagined anybody else playing the role of Princess Leia, bro? Nah. Like,
not with those actresses that we saw screen test.
Nah. She brought, and I think what basically drew everybody to her is because who we saw on the screen was literally Carrie Fisher. That's who we saw. And she just brought that element to this particular character, bro. She's just everything about her. I was a fanboy when I was like, look, come on, man, who didn't have like a Princess Leia poster in their collection or whatever, or we know the slave Leia was like the infamous, whatever, but this version, like, you know what I mean? Everybody back then had like the earmuffs on the side of the head, the all black earmuffs. Yo, come on, man. Like, it was just
iconic, man.
Ladies first, though. I'm gonna start with as iconic as she is, I remember, and before you go though, it was crazy though, and I told you about this, Mario. I hadn't actually gotten this figure yet. You know what I mean?
The Grail figure.
I didn't get it yet because it was there, but I was still in that stage of just like getting everything. I had just gotten the the Grail throwback Alec Guinness Obi-Wan. I had gotten Han. I had gotten because I got the Han and Chewie 2-pack. So I got my hands on that, and that's when Sideshow had it. You know what I mean? So that says a lot. But I was, I wasn't like I was on the fence with Leia, but I was just like I knew I was going to get it. And this is me not knowing that how quickly it could have went. After the film, and when it was announced that she had passed away, I was like, oh, let me just go back. As soon as I went back, bro,
they were gone.
Sold out. It was gone quick. And that's
and
just the
all
power.
Over eBay.
Exactly. All over eBay. But it was just the power of, just her presence, her charisma, this character as who she is. How do you feel about it? Like, how did you feel about her legacy and what she basically brought to this universe?
Well, to be honest with you, she is. What's wonderful about her character is that she's always going to be our Princess Leia. Now, I know that for a lot of actresses who play roles like this, where their likeness becomes the character, they want to break away from that. They don't want to be associated with that. But, she might have been the first one that that became that for all of us.
Yeah.
And she's always going to be Princess Leia for us. I mean, this is pretty much it. And this woman was so incredibly talented. She was able to act. She wrote. She could work on scripts with people. She had a huge influence on entertainment.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think that part of her charm and her personality came through in this character, and you needed somebody like that. You didn't want to have somebody who was timid playing Princess Leia. She had to be fierce, she had to be, and this was the 1970s we're talking about. There weren't a lot of roles for women that were fierce, but this was one of them. And she's a rebel princess. After all, what do you see? She's a princess and a rebel. Like, the idea of combining the two, it's very appealing. It's exciting. And it's exactly that. She brought excitement, appeal to it. Even her demure version of herself in that bikini, she was demure about it. Like, she's in a bikini, for heaven's sake. That wasn't the easiest thing to always pull off as an actress. But boy, she pulled it off. I mean, it was wonderful. She captured this special moment. She didn't look sleazy, none of that. She just looked beautiful. And it's not always easy to look beautiful in something like that, surrounded by a giant Jabba the Hutt behind you, like in this crazy, whatever, his entire thing. She brought, style and class to it. I mean, she was like the modern woman. She really just was incredible. And I think that came across even as she played other roles, like I remember her in, that one with Tom Hanks where she plays the husband. She was in When Harry Met Sally, which was a phenomenal, successful film. And she was also in I think it was The Burbs, where she played the wife of Tom Hanks. And it was like very funny. It's almost like she kind of like pushed the film in a certain direction in certain parts when she was in it. And I think that her presence continued to have that effect. And who could not love the romance between her and Harrison Ford, as Leia and Han? Who didn't love that? That was beautiful romance, I think that was just something that was added into it, that added to the fantasy of all of us. We fell in love with her. This was such a beautiful, rendition of a woman who was struggling with all these crazy things that went on when she had to watch her world get destroyed. That character, I mean, that was not easy to convey. It's a fictitious story, but sometimes you get a character and an actress who can play that and is just spot on with it. And we were very lucky to have her as long as we did. Her death was devastating. I mean, no one was expecting her to pass away so soon. It was too soon. And, we lost a lot when she passed on. So that's how I feel about it. And I also still want to get that Yadro figure. Sideshow has a Yadro Princess Leia. Not that anybody here collects Yadro, but, I saw it and I was like, this is beautiful. And I was talking to my mother about it. And she's like, you got to get it. It's Yadro. It's beautiful. I mean, it actually captures the beauty that we see in this picture. Her white, dress is flowing and she has the information inside of this disc. And she has it in her hand and she's kind of holding it like this. And when you think about it, it started the whole fantasy for us, the whole story for us. Why we're all here is from that one scene. Like it's so beautiful when you think about it that way. She's asking for someone to help her. She got this information. And it just started such a beautiful, experience for us with her. And, just like, even when you think about it, Luke kind of seeing this beautiful woman appear out of this message. Who is this woman? He's completely intrigued. And then for him to get to meet her in the story, and we all know the story, but imagine his excitement to getting to meet her. Well, are we going to meet this girl? Like, this is his fantasy that we were all living out this experience. And it's been such a joy, even with ups and downs, it doesn't even matter. No one can destroy how special she is to all of us. So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, definitely, man. Dan, how you feel about this, man?
Wow, that was very hard to follow because you hit every nail on the head right there. I mean, dude, she was just a badass, man. Like, especially for the 70s. I mean, honestly, that's way before my time. But I could just tell, like, dude, she's just, she like the comment you brought up, dude. She was no damsel in distress, man. She was just, she was not there to be fucked with. Like, I really like that. She was fucking cool, man. And I regret not getting the Hot Toys, dude. Like, I want them. I mean, but the only one that's like readily still kind of available is the Endor one. But yeah, man, this is, she
too
was
late.
yeah, she was great, man. Like, Star Wars really put me onto her, and like, yeah, it sucks she passed away, man. And it's crazy how Star Wars still kind of went on without her. Like, the way they did the CGI and all that. People say what they say about that, but it was still cool. We still got to see her finish out, her arc in the entire Star Wars franchise, and I think it was pretty good, man. She did her thing, and yeah, this is like you said, the Trinity, man. She's part of it. She's like
definitely part of the
she's
Trinity,
part of
man.
the big three, as in like in Marvel it would be Cap, Iron Man, and Thor. She was one of those three. So
Yes,
yeah.
definitely was, bro. Definitely was. Dre, how you feel about it, bro? Like, how did you like? I mean, Dre, when you, where were you, and then what did you feel like when you heard or got the news that she had passed, man?
Oh man, dude, honestly, I don't even remember, to be quite honest with you. It kind of feels like a long time ago, but not too long when you put a number on it. But anyways, like I'll keep it relatively short. Man, like I definitely regret not getting the Hot Toys one. My favorite one was the her in the all white, in the beginning of Empire Strikes Back, the Hoff suit.
The Hoff suit,
The
yeah,
Hoff suit, yeah. That one's really dope. And if I had to have one in my collection, it would definitely be that.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's so many things I could say about her. I mean, yeah, she was great as Princess Leia. I mean, she's the Princess Leia. I really hope, and there might be a difference of opinion here, but I really hope that they don't try to bring her back in a show and then replace her with another actress. I really hope they don't do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love her. As far as a Star Wars character goes, definitely why I like Han Solo a lot too. He's one of my other favorite Star Wars characters. Yeah, I mean that's just my childhood, man. She's a part of it. A character that we all grew in love with, and like, yeah, I don't even know what else to say, man. You guys said everything that
Definitely.
needed to be said, and yeah, man, rest in peace, yo. Like,
Definitely. Vinny, she's the icon, bro. She is who she is. We all like literally. I ain't gonna front. Like, I got the news and I did shed a tear because I'm like, yo, that's my childhood. Like, this is what I grew up on. This is, everything that embodied Star Wars to me was in this character. And I just hated, one of the biggest things that I hated about the sequels was that we never got a chance to see all three of them together. You know what I mean? It would have been like that final curtain call for those characters, and it was a missed opportunity that we didn't get a chance to see all three of them together on screen. Even if we would have had all three of them go out together, bro, that would have been powerful.
That would have been heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Man.
that would have been too much, man.
It'd have been
Exactly.
but it would have been powerful, and that would have been a statement like, you started with us, you end with us. You know what I mean? So that would have been amazing, bro. But it would have been better than what we got. But it is anyway.
Hans is hard enough, man.
She's a legend, man. Like, so many of us grew up with her. She was one of the first female role models a lot of us had. Not just for females, characters on screen for women don't just set examples for women, it set examples for men. Just like having a leading male is something that little girls looked up to, like, oh, that's how a man's supposed to be. She was somebody that I feel like an entire generation grew up saying that's what a woman is, like, strong, powerful, funny, stood up for herself, like the going thing. She wasn't just a damsel in distress. She was, and there's been a lot of roles over the years that tries to kind of like heavy-handedly recreate a strong leading woman like Carrie was, and sometimes go too hard or not hard enough. And she did it so organically. And, she didn't have to beat you over the head that she wasn't, held by the hand and helped run. Like, I felt like they did that with Ray a lot. Like, why are you holding my hand and why are you helping me? Like, we get it. Like, you don't need help. Carrie never really kind of like
She never said
express
that.
She
Yeah.
didn't have to tell you. She just carried herself in that way. Like that's how it came across on screen without her trying. She was so natural in her role. And I feel like there was so much that she gave us in those films that was just completely, iconic and legendary in her performance. And it was just so natural, so beautiful, but intelligent and funny. Like she was the total package. And she was with so many men and women and kids and girls, like everybody could relate to her. Like no one ever had a bad word to say about her because I was Princess Leia. Like everybody loved her.
Yeah.
One of the biggest regrets for me is in the late 90s hearing that they were going to do 3 more movies and they weren't going to be sequels. And that killed me because I know who's undefeated in this world, and that's Father Time. And it scared the shit out of me in my 20s knowing that, and actors who was as old as my parents were and watching them get old, knowing that they're not going to be around forever. What if something happens to Harrison or Mark or Carrie, and they go ahead with 3 prequels that could have been done at any time because they were in the past and all new actors and almost all digital. So they could have done those movies at any point in time because they didn't need the trilogy. They didn't need any of those actors at that point when they did those films. They waited when they could have done the sequels then, and we could have had actors who were more age relevant to the legend stories that we all were hoping to get on screen from the expanded universe. And even if they had changed those stories, they still could have had actors who were all still young enough to do whatever they needed them to do, as opposed to by the time we finally got the sequels, you, me, and every Star Wars fan was sitting there holding their breath going, man, they're kind of old now. They better hurry up. And that's a really horrible feeling to feel because these are real people who don't belong to us. But at the same time, I'm sure we all wanted to see them in their prime give us, the sequel stories that Lucas always promised that there was 9 stories and that there was a whole nother trilogy of their adventures after the fact. And for whatever reasons of him wanting to focus on his family or whatever, man, we didn't get those movies until 20 years too late. And it cost us a proper ending for Carrie and probably a proper ending for Mark and Harrison too. So it's a shame. It's really was a huge opportunity lost. And I feel like those films wouldn't have been so hated if they were new characters that we weren't all so emotionally attached to. Like we wouldn't have cared how, if Last Jedi didn't have anything to do with the characters that we love so much, I don't think it would have got the reception that it got. It's just we wanted to see, our, these people who are so important to our childhood and growing up just get a better like swan song. And it's tough that she didn't even get to finish, episode 9. I'm sure they had to change things, and all that aside, she was an amazing person outside. Like every interview or everything I ever read about her was she was just no nonsense, funny, brilliant, great writer, great mom. She had her demons, but all those demons were her problems, not ours. Everybody always had nothing but good things to say about her, and all the shit that she had to deal with in her life never really affected anybody outside of her in a negative way. She seemed to be like one of the coolest people you could meet in Hollywood, and that's saying a lot.
Yeah, she was one of the first celebrities to talk about mental health.
Yeah, definitely, and that was highly important, and especially some of the stuff that she was dealing with herself, and her between her mom, like it was amazing. Mario, man, like I'm sure, like I said, when you brought it to my attention, I was like, yeah, that definitely needs to be talked about. I'm ashamed that I it was on the thumbnail, but I kind of forgot about it. But yeah, bro, like.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
But no, I absolutely agree with. I mean, everybody brought up amazing points, and it's really hard to follow that up. I'm gonna like echo what Dan and Dre said because everybody just had amazing points.
Well, Mario, I hate to interrupt you, but tell us what you first thought of when you first saw Carrie Fisher as this character. If we covered all the bases, what were your first thoughts of her?
I was really young at the time to develop any initial thoughts, but I think later on, I just come to know her as the real strong female character that she's portraying. You know, she really brought that sense of strength. You know, for a lot of female or a lot of women out there, a lot of younger children out there, a lot of young girls as somewhat of a role model in a sense for this particular character in this film. You know, throughout the entire trilogy, and she nailed it. She absolutely nailed it. I think in her, I remember watching her in the Empire of Dreams documentary when they showed her casting tape. How she brought compassion to the role, but at the same time she brought that sense of strength, you know, and she was a record not to be messed with.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, she was absolutely phenomenal. She's an absolute legend, and I love how since then she's really embraced that she is known as Princess Leia to the fans.
Yeah, not bitter about it.
Exactly, and she accepted it and embraced it to where fans would actually address her as such, and she would turn around and say yes, you know, like she was actually, you know, still in the role. I mean, I remember her talking about that, and I love how she just embraced the fandom in general. She seemed like such a sweet lady. She was so strong and iconic, and she's sorely missed. I mean, what Vinny mentioned earlier about her demons. I mean, that I was really, really happy for her to see her overcome what seemed to be that she overcome that when she got back into the role. And me personally, because I've lost loved ones to these type of demons.
Same here, man.
To see her fall victim to that, it was really heartbreaking.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I sat in at the end of The Last Jedi, when I saw her credit came up, I lost it, dude.
Yeah.
You know, because that's when it really hit that she was absolutely gone.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it was great to see her, but it was just so tragic that, you know, that we lost her.
Yeah.
I mean, not just her. I mean, everyone else nowadays that we've lost from the original trilogy, with, you know, David Prowse to Kenny Baker. It's just a bummer just to see, you know, all the characters that we've grown up with. Essentially. Just to see life happen, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, she's an absolute legend and an icon, and is truly missed. So I'm glad we took the time to celebrate or to acknowledge the 5-year anniversary.
Yes.
You know, of an amazing woman.
Amazing woman, like straight up. You know, it's irreplaceable as just a human being, but, you know, not just a character, but as a human being, and what she brought to, you know, Leia. The layers that she brought to the character, you know, just, you know, we talk about basically Luke and we talk about Han, but, you know, she was basically the foundation because, you know, she was the one who anchored those emotions, was the one who, you know, was our link to Han, and how her empathy for both those particular characters, even in strength, you know, just acknowledging that, and, you know, just how strong. And again, like they said, she wasn't a damsel in distress. You know what I mean? She's, you know, favorite line is "into the garbage chute, fly boy." Like literally, that was one of the dopest lines. Like, if to say, "I got this," you know, I'm the one that's going to win the day on this one. You know what I mean? And she definitely did. Like, I mean,
even when she told Han after the fact, you know, she's like, "I don't know who you are or where you came from, but from now on, I'm in charge," or something like that. To that
Exactly.
And he was like, "Whoa, what?"
Yeah.
And the whole thing just, you know, shaped its course.
It just took off from there. Like, and you knew that she was just a badass. She was a badass in Empire. She was a super badass in Jedi. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Especially the speeder bike chase. She was on point. I loved it. So, yeah. Again, peace and love to you, Carrie Fisher. You are dearly missed. And what you've done for a franchise will never be forgotten. You know, a lot of us, you know, again, you were posters on a lot of walls and people loved you just because, like, just how human you were and how real you were. So, definitely shout out to her and everybody, just, again, just in memory, a legend, icon, you know, never be another. And what she gave us was truly remarkable and fantastic. So she is definitely missed. Shout out to you, Carrie Fisher. Rest in peace. And it's a great way to end the show. Again, you know, thanks for everybody in the chat for coming on board. Mario, what you guys got going over there in Collecting Weekly, bro?
Oh man, what do we got? Everything. So we're looking forward to the new year. We're going to be having Dan and Dre on.
Yeah.
This Saturday for our debut of Polls Wars, where we're basically taking the page from a few other channels as to posing up figures in a friendly competition.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm absolutely looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So check us out on Collecting Weekly. I believe it's going to be 8 p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah.
For those that know, and come check it out. It's going to be fun. It's going to be so much fun.
It's so much
And
fun.
I would love
Can't
for
wait,
everybody here to come by and come check it out. Come join us.
You already know, bro.
Lael, even though you're a threat, bro, I'd love to see you just come hang out.
Bro, I would.
Show us what's up.
You invite me and I'm there. You already know I'll come, bro. I'll come. Send me the invite and I'm there, man.
Absolutely, man.
I just love it, man. So
let's get it.
Exactly, man. As always, if you haven't already followed Collecting Weekly, I mean, man, come on, they do it big over there, bro. So it is what it is all day. Dan, Dre, which y'all got coming up, man?
Man, actually, we have our giveaway show actually right after this. We're giving away Hot Toys Lando. Yeah, so if you guys entered, I know we've gone on a little longer, but it's all good. Can
I enter right now? Is it too late?
I'll give it at you. We'll see about that.
All right.
And then, yeah, we got that tonight. I have another review coming out. I just dropped Batgirl. I'm going to talk about that in the stream in a little bit. I have Optimus Prime from 3-0. Got a review going. And then collection tours, man. I think Dre is going to film one. I'm going to film one. And yeah, we're going to drop that pretty soon. So we got some stuff coming up, man. It's
definitely.
Yeah, we've been busy over here.
Definitely, man. I mean, yeah, y'all been busy. Y'all fuckers been putting up all those pictures, man. I've been like, okay. I know they just basically sending out a warning or a threat, like, yeah, motherfucker, we see you. I'm like, okay, it's cool. That's cool. I thought we was brothers, but I mean, I see how it is. I see how it is. But yeah, man. Definitely, come on, man. If you haven't followed Dan and Dre's 6 Scale Reviews, I don't know what type of rock y'all under, because shit's popping over there, man. So definitely make sure you do. As always, great content. You know, I can't wait till we do some shit. You know, I'm all in on that, man. And thanks for coming on. Take your position and completely fucking demolishing the show. So I see how that goes.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, bro.
I need that rain check.
Yo, hey, anytime, bro. Anytime, come through. Anytime you want to come through. This weekend we're doing Cap. So we're gonna do a Captain America pose off. Just pose and talk. I was hoping I would actually have the in-game 2012, but it's not going to be here until like next Monday, Tuesday. I would say so. Anyway, when DHL says Tuesday, it'll be here Monday or Sunday. Who knows? Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, but I still got my in-game cap. I got the concept suit, the all black. My favorite is the black concept suit. That is crazy.
That's a nice figure.
Yeah, it is.
Nice. Are the best.
Yeah, so I definitely got that one. Like that suit is incredible. So yeah. Anyway, guys, if you haven't followed Dan and Dre, come on, man, you under a rock. Get off your ass and click that like button. Exactly. And subscribe. Come on, man. You know what time it is. Vinny, Mr. Dunn, what you got going down, brother?
Man, just working on some more art. I got a lot of concept pieces ready to go. So I'm just looking forward to having a little bit more free time here and doing some more drawing. I'm thinking about doing some new stuff from the new Boba Fett show, but I have a whole list of stuff that I've already been, like on a slate that I've been meaning to get to. So I'm excited. A lot of stuff coming down the pipeline.
Definitely, man.
Doing phenomenal work, Vinny. Doing the Lord's work, bro.
Definitely,
thank you, man. It's fun, man. It's my passion, man. I've been doing this for a long time. I just love getting out of my head and on the paper, man. Otherwise,
definitely. If you haven't
That's tight,
already,
bro.
follow Vincent Dunn Art. It's amazing pieces over there. Come on, man. Like, I got a couple of them. I got some for a few people, too. So, yes, let's get it going. And like I said, comic book talk with friends on Monday, every Monday night. Yes, so you can see him and find him, dropping that knowledge. You already know how it goes. What do you got going on?
Well, as you know, I have my own channel now called Positive Fandom. And you can follow me on YouTube, Positive Fandom 2 words, or on Twitch, Positive Fandom 1 word. I'm doing reviews of The Wheel of Time, a really great anime show called Arcane, and a bunch of other stuff. So if you want to check it out, please do. Of course, you can always find me on the Burn Network with Lael on Midnight Metals when it resumes next week, I think.
Yeah.
And you can also find me tomorrow on Midnight's Edge at 12 p.m. Eastern for the Midnight's Edge in the Morning show. And when Lorena Creole resumes her channel show, Toxic Femininity, you'll find me there on Monday nights at 8 p.m.
Yes, yes. As always, again, you got great people in this panel, man. If you haven't already subscribed to these channels, these networks, I don't know what's going on. Get on that. You got to get on that. And if, as always, if you haven't subscribed to the 1/6 Scale Man YouTube page, make sure you do. We got some decent content over here. Like I said,
great content, man. What you talking about?
Man, I appreciate it, bro.
You're underselling it,
The
man.
man that makes it happen, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
appreciate it, man. I mean, we try to have some fun. Like that's this. It's all about fun with us, man. Just trying to make some fun and have some fun. And the thing I like about this community, I love it, is because, like, it's a real community, bro. Like, we can jump in on everybody's streams, and we could just have like great content, banter back and forth, and we all know each other. Like, and the thing is you don't realize like that one person out there who you influence until they tell you, how much you influence them. And it's like, yo, that's like a culture shock. You're like, wow, really?
Yeah.
And it's impressive, bro. You just have so much fun doing it. Like, who knew that we would actually have a space where we can pose figures, we can talk about figures, we can talk about Star Wars, we can talk about comics. We could just talk about so much stuff, man, and I love it. Like, I love having these spaces and these platforms where we can actually do it together and always be welcome, you know what I mean? So this is what we have, especially away from the norm. So I love it, man. So, yeah, stay tuned. Tomorrow night is going to be our New Year's Eve show. So it's the end of the year show where we basically do some, look at it, right? We do some, Jessica Biel. Beautiful.
Damn,
man.
I didn't even realize.
I didn't even realize
I didn't
too until
recognize her,
Monday.
bro.
They told me, bro. I'm like, oh, yo, she don't age, bro. She ages backwards, bro. But tune in tomorrow. Exactly. We will actually have our wrap up. It is the class of 2021 where we talk about every figure released in the year 2021. Whether it's the figures, statues, whatever. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow night and just wrap it up and bring in 2022. That'll be tomorrow night at 7:00. We're not gonna run wrong. I did it at 7, so like everybody can, because I know there's gonna be some midnight festivities, so we want to kind of get that going. So I just wanted to kind of knock it out early. But then stay tuned for tomorrow. Definitely, it's gonna be a great show. You never know who's gonna come through. It's gonna be a lot of people come through. Mario El Profesoro is gonna be there. Anybody else who wants to come through, you just let me know if you're free. You can step in, definitely. And then
fun,
on.
man.
Exactly. Sunday is going to be, again, Take Your Position, where we're going to actually, me and Iron Logan, we're going to be actually posing up Captain America. It's going to be like, we don't pick one. We just pick any captain we actually have, and we just start posing it up. So that's what we're going to do. It's going to be some fun times there. Anybody who, just basically tune in for that. Again, remember, Mondays is going to be comic book talk with friends, where it's me, Vinny, Joe Lynch, and Brendan. So we'll actually sit down, and also Jedi Kid, where we sit down and have those conversations about everything comic related. We know our source material, so we just keep it popping. And also, again, figure talk on Wednesdays with Say What. So always stay tuned for that. It's always good talking, back and forth banter. Last night was an event. Let's just say that. So it was an event. So yeah, it was really fun. Again, we'll have Uncivilized Scoundrels the week after next, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, are we Or we're
Yeah.
not going to do it every week because there's the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, well, I don't. I think we.
I'm game. If you guys want to do it,
If y'all,
I'm game.
hey, if y'all want to
I'm
do it
game.
next Thursday, I'm game.
I don't mind. I don't mind doing reviews.
We can do it next
You know,
Thursday. If
we
you want to
can
do
do
it, if we want to do it, and especially if it's dope, we're gonna have to do it. So again,
Let's
if
do
y'all
it.
want to do it,
Let's
let's
do it.
do it. We'll do it next
Let's do it.
Thursday.
Then I'll
Let's
see you
do it.
Thursday.
Yeah, we'll see you Thursday. Sid. We'll do it next Thursday. Definitely, we'll be here. So we'll be back next Thursday, same time. So basically jump in. You will have a ball. And yeah, that's what we actually got going on every week, man. We try to have like a slate. I can't catch up to Collective Weekly because, man, like they got every day covered. Like literally, they got every day covered, man.
Pretty much, we got everything locked.
Like straight up, like it's like I feel
It's
like
a hustle, man.
A knock on the door.
It's Zach. He like, yo, make sure you check your levels.
Yeah,
and
I was just about to
make
say
sure-
that. Dude.
check your levels for tonight.
Two dots,
Also,
motherfucker.
exactly. Check your levels and make sure you're not
But,
streaming
hey,
around the time
do
we're
you guys,
supposed to.
Do you guys not sound hella crispy?
Like Rice
You know,
Krispies.
you got to thank the man.
You gotta thank you, bro.
You
Like
know,
straight
man.
up.
You know.
Yo, he'll like literally. He'll be watching. Like I'll be on the show. He'll be watching, and he'll inbox me. He's like, "Yo, you kind of peeking a little bit there, bro. Just kind of turn your." I'm like, "Damn, Zach, give me some space, bro." But nah. Again, I always say it, and I'll say it to the day I die. Though seriously, like I wouldn't have a channel if it wasn't for Zach. Literally, like he sat down for hours. He took 3 hours out of his time to sit down and help me go through everything that I needed to know, from starting the show to, learning monetization, making sure my levels were on point. He even taught me about Canva. He taught me about StreamYard, everything that I needed. He basically supplied that. So again, I say it all the time, but if it wasn't for Zach, literally, I wouldn't be on here. So, shout out to Zach, definitely, man. And everybody over at Collecting Weekly. Even smooth ass talking John, who they always give a hard time because he's always hating. He hates from those releases and those re-releases.
We love John.
Yo,
We
John's
love
the
our
man,
dude.
bro. He's just that dude. So everybody, shout out to them. And yeah, man. Shout out to everybody actually on the panel tonight. Such loving having everybody here. Let me just address the chat real quick, and then we are out. Mark 7, the issue. You came through late, motherfucker. You should have just tuned in first, but we'll see you next week.
Come on, Mark.
Yeah, he was like,
Mark's so late.
I'm late. Literally, he's late like that going to the movie theaters. He comes in after the credits. Like, literally. I'm like, yo, bro, what the hell? Sorry, man. All right, so anyway, Mark 7.
We love you, Mark.
Come in next time, man. We got Absolute Irwin in the building, the Ben Cave. We got
Again.
Oh yeah, you got to put the romper room up. Anyway,
Whoa.
that's the romper room, bro.
Yeah.
That's the romper room. Hold up.
That's a nice photo right there, man.
Yeah, that's the romper room. Here we go. Hold on, we gonna do this while I'm going through real quick.
Oh, man.
No, you know what? I'm sending it to you. Because my arm got tired on Monday.
808 Michigan Jedi, Philip the Fool, Latoya T, baby, thank you for coming through. Charlie the Unicorn, it was all right. It's so hard. Happy New Year. Oh man, Happy New Year to everybody. Singer songwriter, that's so brag. Bob Dylan, thank you for coming through. Let me see here who we got. Quavo 383, S Beam, Charlie Unicorn. Trying to go through Louis Labitz. Thank you for coming through, man. I said DK, single songwriter, everybody. Max Geekdom, thank you for coming through. Justin, thank you for being here. Charlie Unicorn said that. Luminar, thank you for coming through. Always welcome. Let's see who else we got here. Ray C, thank you for being here. Malachi Mabane, thank you for being here. Fred Meyer, thank you for being here, man. We love having you here. Peter Pacheco, thank you for coming here, man. I'm so glad. It's strange because SpongeBob SquareBows ain't here tonight, but normally he is. So wherever you at, shout out to you, buddy. Yeah, let me see here. Who else we got? We said Philip the Fool. JB Collector. Thank you, JB. We got to get you on the show next time. Definitely got it because she's another Star Wars fan. Got to have her through. Cece, can't wait to have you back. Hopefully she'll be here next week. So yes, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
William Owens. Let me see who else we got here. Man, if Bob Dylan, definitely Bob Dylan. Metamorphic Customs, Joey Dahl, thank you for that, and for always being here and coming through. Thislamic, thank you for basically being here. Six Scale Mafia, thank you for coming through, Anthony. And yes, if I haven't mentioned your name, man, you know you're always welcome here in this platform. We love you. We love the art. We love Star Wars. This is what we do. We talk about it. As always, you know what it is. Stay uncivilized. Come on, man, because that's why we bring it. We just stay that way. Mario
Happy
made up
New
the
Year,
name,
everybody.
by the way. Stay motherfucking uncivilized. Anyway, thanks everybody for coming through. Until next time, peace and love.
So uncivilized.